Look at that. Hopefully. Well, I was trying to mess with it. We're live.
Who are we?
You throwing it out. Outfit here. All right.
Another episode of the Brewery Boys Broadcast.
Oh, you're on there.
Right now, Jason in, hanging out.
Made sure your notch card's here so you can.
We got Tim's notch card going on.
You enjoyed them.
He did.
Hey, does that work out? What is it?
Are we all starting out with the hell yeah here?
We're starting out with the hell yes.
From
Wedding cask. Wedding
we
cask.
weren't prepared for the start.
This is
threw it at us.
anybody that thinks this is a professional thing has got to be you're insane. All right, so we are down here at Jack Brown's as we are every Thursday. Special night tonight, as you've been seeing online. Hopefully, paying attention to us. Yeah, it's just kind of buffered. We are going to be joined by members of the Lexington Nightfall Hockey Club, hockey team. I'm stoked for that, and we're going to be joined by Mr. Bobby Blade himself from Gen X AMW and AMW, right? AMW? No, he's not from a root beer company. He's a frosty root beer. Well, I think the guys from the Nightfall are here. So, fellas, you guys want to come on in and talk, or you gonna get a beer? You want a beer, or I think you join us and come on in.
We're just starting out. You can take your time. We're starting this up out of the blue
on
here.
camera right now.
We're starting us up 4 minutes early.
Yeah,
Nobody was ready.
we always like to Yeah, we got the cameras right there. Yeah, so we're not this is not professional by any means. So, but I do want to have a disclaimer that it is, if you have kids watching, if there's going to be some fans that are watching at home, there's going to be some shenanigans, some illicit. Yeah, we're going to try to keep it PG-13, but this one over here, you cannot keep him PG-13. I'm telling you right now. Oh, that's pretty good. Hell yes.
Hell yes.
I'm watching live, guys, with you guys, so while we're interviewing, if you have any questions, feel free to type them in. You can respond to questions.
Somewhere. Hey, we're live on Facebook too. We're crazy. We're all over the place. We are internet.
I told you, we're worldwide.
We are taking over the world. This is Eric the Elephant. As his name is, I'll be sure it is Eric the Inquisitor.
Inquisitive. So yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna get Tim notched and
Target on it.
We have Lexington Nightfall Boys joining us. We have Bobby Blade Wrestler joining us.
You know, they get there a lot faster than me
Eric's got a hard on
because
for all this
I
tonight.
drink these baby beers, and I drink Full Boys every time I'm here.
You're a fool because you cost more. Financial responsibility, kids.
A lot more ounces.
oh, you brought Michelle. Michelle's over there. Oh. Well, so
Fan club. The Brewery Boys Brewer Group.
Michelle, how much does he pay you to hang out with him? I mean, come on, let's be real. Oh, here's James.
James is joining us. Look at
Coming in hard to
that.
snap.
Zach
Coming
Brown.
in hard. James is the reason why we have all the great beers here. He is the one that selects.
He's not lying.
The Selector.
The
not lying.
selector. James the selector.
I had to change my notch name. Oh no.
Another one.
Listen, the selector.
Because you're selecting different notch names.
I am so.
There we go. There we go.
He's like the fan of some beer. You know, he's selecting all those
That's fantastic. And then listen, you have no clue what happens on Wednesdays when I change the board around. Snap of my finger,
Oh,
that thing
see?
just magic.
See?
Just switches up.
You're already there.
That's exactly how it works.
He's the Thanos of the beer world.
I am inevitable.
Inevitable. I like it. I like it.
They're just rolling through names now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're coming off like nobody's business. The 9 o'clock show is different from the 7 o'clock show. El Camino stopping in, saying give a little peace sign. Yeah, we've got everybody down here tonight. So yeah. So that's what. Yeah. So we're just kind of. Oh,
I'm just feeling you're talking. I feel like you have something important to say.
I never have anything important to say. You know this.
I just want I want the fans to know that.
That's well, you know. Yeah. Thanks, Mom, for watching. We really appreciate it. That's our one
How
fan.
much did you pay your mom?
Well, let's not go there. Look at there.
Whoa! See, we shouldn't have started yet. You're just all over the place.
I'm destroying the set.
Back at you.
Well, we got everyone here now, so.
All right, come on in. We are currently being joined by members of the Lexington hockey team, the Nightfall.
Nightfall.
So we're gonna turn some of the microphones over to you guys. Come on in. Is there not enough? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Welcome, guys. Then we have Garrett,
Corey.
Rowan.
Rowing. All right.
Garrett, Corey, and
Hang on. I thought I'd bring a notebook. I'll bring a notebook. GCR.
well,
Not to be-
I'll start up. I see with your great news this year that you have joined the Colonial League.
Yeah, we joined a league. Last year was our proof of concept year. See if Lexington wanted a hockey team. And
What was your name?
kind of started
Corey.
from somewhere.
Corey. With a K or a K? Or C?
They're going through a rapid expansion as well. Just like hockey's has been a boomstick right now, so they wanted to grow out of the Northeast to the Midwest. And we were the perfect middle ground.
Now, how do you feel? I saw the Hudson Valley, I guess, won it last year. Reapers.
Couldn't tell ya.
We're going in, we don't give a shit. Like, it's going to be us. Take advantage.
We got a good team. We're going to come for the trophy. That's all we got. We're ready to win.
Now, how did y'all do last year as far as your record stood?
Yeah, the first inaugural, I think we played 6 games. We went 5-1. Which was pretty good to start off. Tough battle against the kids hockey club, but came up a little short. We're looking forward to playing them this year, but some schedule things kind of happened with joining the league, so we gotta wait.
That's all the schedule just had behind.
Well, you got home and away. With the joining the league, it's next the 5 year we need more like that. And home.
Can I put my big head like right here? No, I'll sit right
We'll go
there.
to Danville, Illinois, possibly.
Just look at that home schedule. You got a lot of games that are actually they count as.
I won't turn them down.
Well, we
You want me
had
to choose?
Pardon?
You want me to
Yes,
choose
we want
your
beers.
Beers
beers.
you want? Beers.
Surprise.
Surprise here?
Give them the box. It's
They're
good.
hockey guys. Surprise.
Give them what?
The hell yes, it's good.
Oh, maybe they're not allowed to drink on air.
No. The kids don't care. Yeah.
Coach, what are you doing?
I saw, I guess, I don't know who it was that runs the Facebook page, commenting back and forth with the Lexington Thoroughblades, like, fan page on there, saying, like, that you think that something could happen eventually, maybe, with you guys, like, you know how, like, the Legends have, like, their little, the Bourbon Girls and stuff like that, maybe one night, when you could make a Lexington Nightfall Thoroughblades game, you know, just throw back there. I don't think anyone really even owns the rights to the name anymore, because you can buy the merchandise on skin websites. I think that'd be pretty cool. We'll love that. Bring back Lucky Doors and.
What are you all in the Colonial League? Is that like a single A?
Senior A. It's connected. It's right below single A and whatnot. It's in the ranks and whatnot. They affiliate with that PHL team. It's single A, up to SPHL, ECHL.
Working our way up to that.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta start somewhere.
Now, you all participate participate on the team?
Yep. This will be season number 2, I guess, for myself and Garrett, and then added Rowan and a bunch of other new blood this year.
Positions?
Goalie.
Defense.
Defense.
Goalie. 40 guy on the team. How many stops?
Thank you.
Did you have last year?
I don't know the number, but I know I was in the 90% save percentage.
Okay.
I know that.
That's good.
I don't remember. It's about what goes in the W power.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Want to throw in something? Just go.
Well, so I'm like Tim, like with the Thoroughblades back in the day, it was one of those things, and then we had the Men of War that came on, and now, you know, obviously hockey is back by I believe every game was a sellout last year, right? I mean,
more people have been to their games than like the final season of the games. It was.
well, I was getting ready to say, I went to a Men of War game, and there was literally 10 people, and I believe all 10 people were from where I was working. So,
One thing we got with them is they played so often during the week. They had like 2 or 3 games a week during the week.
but the Thoroughblades started off great. Like they started off like spectacular. I mean, and they had a good time. But yeah, when the Men of War came in, I was like, all right, yeah. And that was when like I'm just discovering hockey at that time. I'm like not discovering it, but getting into it and all that. And it's like, oh yeah, okay, we can't get shit here. So then now you guys are here, and it's like, there's hope. There's hope. So.
We knew some people went into like a little hibernation, some hockey fans here in Lexington, so we kind of woke them up. And yeah, we're selling out. We have a small arena right now, but like we were saying, like this proof of concept. We need to start somewhere. We're looking at building this. This isn't where we're staying forever. This is going to grow into something bigger.
That's awesome.
Hopefully, growing up in the leagues, getting a new arena potentially down the road. You never know. Like, we're not going to close any doors. We're going to knock on every single one.
Like I think the last time, I believe when y'all had last season, we had the Pint Night at Country Boy. We were there for that, and we met the coach and the guy I've been communicating with him. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name.
Coach, what, 70 plus years?
Yeah, 74, well, 70,
Hockey?
73, 74, and still plays out there. And God, I mean, he was great to talk to. But it's like there were a lot of hockey fans that were there in Country Boy that night, and I come to find out that one of the bartenders was a Flyers fan, as I am. So, you know, that was good that there is a hockey community here.
Yeah, that's the first question that came in. We actually had a question. They were asking what their favorite hockey team is.
What their favorite hockey team is? Do you all have a favorite hockey team other than?
Yeah. I'm a Chicago Blackhawks fan.
All right. Patrick Kane just came home.
Yeah. Patrick Kane, Showtime, 88 coming back.
There you go.
So yeah, exciting times.
Ashley's over at Vegas Nights out here. So yeah, you have a Tampa Bay Lightning, Stamkos, and what was it? Three Amigo,
They got Kucherov.
Yep, and then what did they call themselves a couple years ago? They were calling them the three. Nah, it wasn't the Three Amigos. It was almost like I don't remember what it was, but it was a trio nickname. But yeah, back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. So you got one.
I'm from Michigan.
The Red Wings. All right.
Oh, shit. I knew I smelled some bullshit over
I
there.
saw that sticker on the back of your thing. Don't worry,
Yeah.
I'm not one of those fans. I moved down here and I'm a UK fan.
That's better.
Eric, what do you call it?
Flyers.
Colorado.
Yes, you're an ass.
Access number 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
They
like I
like the
said,
National Predators?
You
so.
want to see another team play? Yeah. You go down to
I mean, I like the Predators. I do like the Predators. That's one of those kind of okay. Yeah, the Flyers aren't doing so well. I'll watch the Predators.
How about this? What do we think about the USA team?
Great.
Oh, that was
Kicking ass and taking names.
so. I know you and I are probably the elders of the group here. We remember the Miracle on Ice, the 1980.
I don't remember anything. I wasn't even looking.
Well, that was one. I was watching it with my stepdad, and that was one of the big moments. And it was kind of like, so that heart, like the USA team, the last goal, that is what put me in mind of, you know, watching that as a kid, and that's when you're, okay, this is the generation that's going to pop up with the hockey. Like that, this game recently inspired
Yeah.
hopefully little kids.
Yeah, hopefully that's what this year's USA team will do too. Inspire a lot of kids that maybe aren't as aware of hockey to get out and try it. So it's one of those things that's really important, I think, for just the game as a whole, countrywide, to have that happen and to finally kind of defeat the big brother up north Canada for the first time in a very long time in a major event. It was huge. So hopefully we'll see a lot of growth with that.
Buckeye Jason's gonna get us banned in so many fucking countries. So all right, so you guys do a lot with the kids, right? With the hockey, do you all hear have you any of the kids come up to you and say, "Hey, I watched the game. This is why I wanted to come in and play hockey."
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah, the reception from the kids has been great. We want to do obviously all that we can to give back. We hosted a clinic last year for a lot of the youth. I also coach. I'm the head coach of the high school team here in town, kind of a conglomerate of all the schools. So I've got all my kids asking about it, and then I also help out within the organization, camps, clinics for all the younger kids, and there's kids out there sporting the Nightfall jerseys and whatnot. So it's been a huge success so far, and just looking to keep forward, to growing, and getting new fans in, getting new kids come to play, and maybe one day seeing those kids wearing a Nightfall jersey when they're our age.
You're the high school.
Yeah, I played at Henry Clay way back in the day. I graduated in 2003, but I was still in the hockey club.
Way back in the day, 2003.
Back in the day, but we were teamed up about.
Yeah, I'm not even.
Was paid to play. We ran the ice. We even practiced against UK at the time because
way back in the day.
There was only 2 games. The other 2 high schools were a team, and we were a team, and it was just a club. It was fun. It was expensive. You had to buy all your gear. You had to help rent the ice. And I did 2 years, and I was fat and had a bad ankle. They put me as a right winger, and it was not for me. So, but it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I've loved hockey for forever. Like I said, I'm an Avalanche fan. Capitals is my second favorite team. They're also a great team to watch and play. But I think it's exciting. I mean, it's fast paced. You get people love the fights. Obviously, that's one of the things.
Go to a hockey game and a fight breaks out. That's what it's all about.
It's very you don't see hockey players the way you see other professional athletes. They're more personal. They care about their fans. They're more passionate about the sport. I don't think obviously money's good, but I feel like they still love playing the game. And I get that from you guys. You started this as also fans and loving the sport. And you made something happen, brought it back to Lexington. Your first season. I mean, could you imagine that would happen? Did you even think that it was going to do what it did?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately we didn't really kind of know what to expect. Just kind of an idea that we tossed around for a little bit, and then we kind of gradually gained more momentum and started to just take off. And yeah, looking back, I don't think we could have ever expected that it would be at this point, right now with all the potential to hopefully build something more. So.
Have you seen? I know you all involved with the youth groups there. Have you seen an uptick after this last season? More kids joining and wanting to play.
It's kind of hard to tell now, just because hockey season isn't really it's typically an October to January, February type of sport. So it'll be really interesting to see what kind of happens as we move into the fall, with kids coming out to learn to play. I know over the last year we've had, I think, 6 different sessions out at the rink, and there was anywhere from 40 to 80 kids per session, which is a lot for a place not known as a hockey hotbed. So I think the whole Team USA thing kind of will tie into it too. So we'll see what happens, but I think there's momentum growing for more hockey down here for sure.
Like I said, I'm starting to watch more and more hockey over NFL and anything like that. It's one of those things where NFL is just all the politics and stuff. It's just I'm over it. So hockey is the one thing where it's I feel like you can release that aggression. You know what I mean? So, and speaking of that, we are joined now. But we've got Bobby Blade over. Bobby, why don't you come around, step over here, and you can come over here and sit down. That way you'll be actually. But yeah, Bobby Blade.
Because we got a little matchup here, so we've got a double interview. But wrestling is actually a really big part also of the ice center when you guys play. They do wrestling out there.
Oh yeah.
Several several times a year, and I was thinking, you know, it'd be cool for you guys to talk to each other and do a crossover. Maybe set the ring up in the parking lot one night. Like you bought a ticket to wrestling, or to the hockey game. You got a wrestling. You know, even if it's just 2 or 3 matches, but they've got a really good relationship with the Ice Center out there doing that. It'd be really cool, a fun theme night. They've done it at Legends before, at a baseball field. I think it'd be really cool to see, you know, putting 2 different sports together. Because I think a lot of the fans, like if you're a fan of hockey and you don't know about wrestling, or vice versa, you would like both of them together.
Absolutely. That's a very nice venue as well. It's great for wrestling, you know. So I've been out there for a UK hockey game way back in the day, like I don't know, about maybe 10 years ago. Yeah, something like that. They had me doing guest commentary, and that was with Aaron Rose. And after I did the commentary, they didn't invite me back anymore because I said several things that weren't. Yeah, because hey, I'm used to calling wrestling matches and everything. I'm not used to calling hockey, so.
I did see you guys have a special guest opponent. Are we allowed to talk about that?
Not yet. That's coming out pretty soon. You gotta keep an eye on the social.
I see where your head's at, though. Well, it's exclusive. I see.
I actually did some prep work for this show.
No, you're good.
That's a good knowledge to know. Like something's coming out very quick soon. That's gonna be pretty big. Pretty big for Lexington.
I'm sensing another team, a big name team coming out.
What, the Cincinnati Cyclones?
I
don't know.
I don't ruin it for everybody. I'm just sensing.
Hey, I'd be okay with the Cyclones. I'd be okay with them coming in.
We were talking a little bit about youth sports and stuff, and you guys have like a booster program, like kids that are in high school that are playing on the clubs and stuff that like can train under you guys, and potentially how do you get a position on the high football team if you're a hockey player and elsewhere and you want to join your environment?
So we have one in May. We had a free agent skate, what we called it, where we had people that have played high level hockey before come out, skate, and each of the roster if you're keep up and whatnot, and you needed to fill in roles and whatnot. But that's basically how it goes.
It's like spring training for hockey.
Yeah, it's all free agents right now, so pick up. It's free to play, so it's not like they're paying anything.
Right.
So it's like if you have time, we carry a large roster, probably in the 30s, not so we have a deep thing, but it's people that have jobs, it's semi-pro, so it's, you have this thing going on and you're also doing this. It's not full professional.
My tattoo artist, and he's in sports, he plays hockey. My chiropractor, he plays hockey. Like, you know, they Ice Center, they're a part of a hockey club, so that's kind of the same thing, you know.
The thing though is like we're all ex-players that play high level.
Right.
It's not like we're just the
Bob off the
league.
couch.
No, we are all everyone on the team basically played college.
So you're scouting pretty good.
We're all
coming out and they're that's another really great thing you can have, you know.
Sunshine Meats over here.
Aspire. You got that? You guys anything that you guys want to talk about and kind of I know your season starts in September, right? September 18th, I believe, is the first game.
We're less than 2 months to opening night. I mean, the season's tripled. We got the triple amount of beneficiaries. Like, just to remind you, like, I mean,
Sunshine Week.
everything that we do is for the community. Like,
Right.
It's not like
Yeah, I love that about you guys.
we're
I was looking
not
at that before the show.
trying to fill our pockets. Nothing's going in our pockets. Everything goes right out. We're all volunteers. We're all just trying to make our community better. Youth sports, growing that. You kind of talked about the uptick in the youth sports. Like that's where it all stemmed from. Was our guys that we played in 501(c) that fuels and funds the nightfall. Like we go to non-traditional hockey markets and take a bunch of equipment, money, just how to grow. And like when I talk about non-traditional hockey markets, I'm not talking Lexington, Kentucky. This is a non-traditional hockey market. I'm talking San Jose, Costa Rica, Cuernavaca, Mexico, which is now southern Mexico City, Lima, Peru. We're going to Buenos Aires next year. Like we go all over these markets you would never think hockey's in, and we grow the game there and bring our knowledge and expertise. So I mean, that's where this whole thing stems from. It's how to fuel and fund those trips and missions all over.
Yeah, spread the word and help people out. That's great. So, like I said, you guys are in for the love of the sport. Help obviously everyone has aspirations to be a professional hockey player. I mean, I'm sure if it came knocking on your door tomorrow, each and every one of you would go if you had the opportunity. But I think you carry on your passion and what you do here, even into the NHL, like you have the opportunity. So I mean, that's amazing. That kind of stuff. I think it's amazing how big the culture is now. Like hockey's so famous here now. Because soccer is blowing up in Lexington. The sports that are non-traditional sports in this city are getting more attention than the sports that everyone thinks: basketball, football, baseball.
You don't see Lexington as not a sports city, but it actually is. We had the Horsemen, we had the hockey team here before. They were popular in sports as far as soccer team now. I guess they're popular.
I mean, I like the basketball games and football games too. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully
It's good. It's good diversity. It adds something more that people can do on their weekends. So,
And most of your games are what, on Sundays?
Friday and Saturdays, typically. Yeah, that's the thing is like, with us and, the sporting club, you don't just have to be a, fan of Kentucky sports where if it was like a basketball or a football game or, soccer or baseball for UK, you can just be a fan of hockey or a fan of, something in general, whether you, root for Louisville as your college or UK or whatever, you can still come and support the Nightfall, and that's really important. I grew up in a minor league city. Minor league sports are just as important as those big major league sports. So that's what we're looking to grow here in town and make Lexington a great spot for those sort of teams.
What's the goal, I guess, per se? Like, you see yourself, because the Ice Center only holds what,
600 seats is what they have.
I know we talked to somebody last time about talking about the idea of maybe moving to a bigger facility or
Like
bigger facility.
I was saying, we aren't closing any doors. We're going to knock on every single one, and we'll see where this takes us. I mean, we weren't expecting that we're going to sell every game, and Lexington was going to embrace us this well.
Well, I guess I should say, things get bigger. Are you going to stay in Lexington? Or are you going to look for other markets?
Oh, we're staying in Lexington, 100%. That's not changing. The Nightfall.
Because you think there'd be a possibility, that's crazy, think about opportunities though. Like, how down in Triangle Park, they set up the mini little skating rink every winter. Could there be a way to make that big enough to have an open hockey game to get more fans in, a way to... it's a big area.
An outdoor rink would be awesome.
Yeah,
I don't know the weather in January. It could be 80 degrees. It could be 40. We don't know.
The space at Triangle Park might not be great, but I'm sure you could fit it in at Legend Stadium.
Yeah,
sure.
We went to Columbus, Ohio for the Winter Classic, it was the Columbus Blue Jackets versus the Detroit Red Wings.
Yep.
It was cold as fuck.
That's the best way to play hockey.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. No, I get it. It wouldn't be. It would not have been so bad. It would not have been so bad if it wasn't the shithole of Columbus.
Oh, give me a fucking break.
But yeah, so that, it wouldn't have been so bad. But here's the thing: I'm from here to the fucking courthouse from the ring. I can't see shit. The best person who's got the curve street right there. I didn't buy the tickets. But I'm just saying.
But it's cool that you're in a venue that big. Like, I went to when the Wings played the Maple Leafs at the Big House. I know you don't want to hear that. But like when you're around 100-some thousand
Right.
people,
Well, it was great. I mean, the atmosphere was great. But we were so far away from everything. It really took
those
away
sort
from
of games, those sort of like outdoor games and stuff isn't necessarily for like the gameplay. It's about like the fan experience.
We did have a good experience, but again, it was one of those things where to be my first NHL game, like live, okay, it was lacking, and the venue was sorely lacking. Like the best thing about that place is that stained glass window they have. Everything else, shithole.
Well, it is Ohio State.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
that was probably the best part.
That was the best part, exactly. But I'm half asleep leaving, so it's like,
The shoe is pretty good.
huh?
You walked in the shoe and you were like, oh my God.
No, when I walk in and I gotta go to the bathroom and there's a fucking porta potty in there. We don't have a bathroom in the place.
You never watched football.
No, I was there to watch hockey. But you can't afford that. National championship, and you can't
We got some
afford.
questions coming in. More questions.
That's not a good question.
Y'all, how many real teeth do you have?
All but 1.5 are a final. Yeah, all but 1.5.
Wow, that's stereotypical right there, buddy.
Where do we buy tickets? Get information on.
Hey, we might get a nice dental sponsor out
All
of
the
this.
ticket sales are online on the website at legendsnightfall.com. They're all $5. Everything goes to charities and beneficiaries at each game. There'll be a different one. So, what else can you do for $5? Like in the night, like
Yeah,
that beats the movie. You can't even do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
$5 to get you water to me.
Probably not even that.
That's good. Yeah, $5. Last year, $5. What do you go like 10, 15? Maybe?
I mean, we're still, I mean, we're about the community. We're here, family friendly, like bringing your kids, all the kids out, be able to see the game and get them back home and go to bed on a Saturday night.
Do you all have like festivities in the parking lot beforehand, jump houses for kids? Little
Yeah, prior to the games and stuff, last year we had vendors, a couple different various food trucks and stuff come out. So, lines start forming about an hour and a half or so before the game. But yeah, there's food, drinks, whatever you can really think of. Just people just waiting in line to see the game, and so yeah, it's an environment for everybody. It's at a perfect time for everybody. If you have the kids, young or old. There's no getting home at 11, 12 o'clock at night or later. When you're coming to watch us, you can get them, like I said, Saturday night. They can be home in bed by 7:30 p.m. So.
what time the games usually start?
Fridays, since we're any of those, obviously we can't do it at 2 o'clock because people have jobs, and it's Friday night, so that'll be more like a traditional hockey environment game, so that'll be like 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and then Saturdays will be 2 o'clock to like, I think the latest one that we have on Saturday is like 6 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. So 3-hour ice skating time, like window, like your latest done at 9 o'clock on Saturday, but most of them will be done at like 5, 6 o'clock. Be able to take the kids home after watching a game and get them to bed. Be able to enjoy your Saturday night.
So, Roman, we had a question with you. What made you want to join the Nightfall team since you're new to the roster?
So I actually was born in Seattle, and I grew up out there. I'm newer to Kentucky, Lexington, and I moved here in 2020 for horses. And I'm big for helping the community. I actually work for Lexington Fire as well. And I actually left my gear back home. I didn't know there was hockey here. And one of my good friends I met through my wife, he said, hey, you got to get back into hockey. Finished at a pretty good level, and I said, that's pretty great. So I got my gear here and started playing the past couple of years in our men's pickup league, and I said, I want to get back in shape and have some fun. So being a
So he's one of our skate-on players. Like, came to you, playing kind of skating.
It was a pretty fun experience coming to try out. We had a good practice, had a little scrimmage as well, little game. It was good. It was definitely good to get your bearings of where you need to be back in shape too. So.
Did the other guys excited in the fire department want to play?
Yeah, one of the guys actually sharpens my skates. He plays with us in the men's league as well. So.
We all actually play a fire department team somewhere, didn't we, last year?
Yeah, well, last year featured all first responder teams, so we had police, fire, military. Like, we wanted to make sure that we gave those people that chosen like service over self. Like, since we're giving everything back, we didn't know what this was going to come. So, like, if we're doing everything for the community, why not uplift those people that support the community? So,
Is there a chance to get that military team back on? I know you got to cancel that game, but a lot of you have to be away.
we plan to reschedule them the following year, 27-28 season.
Nice. Yeah, we watched football weekend. Watched the Legends, our first girls play. We're big in team. Well, those guys they're dedicated. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They're taking time out of their personal time. They're full-time service members. They're just doing it because they love playing the game. That was really cool to see you guys.
As far as watching it there, you can get there for $5 a game. Is it broadcast also on radio or YouTube?
Yeah, we do have it's broadcasts online, I believe, via PrepSpin. So yeah, there's
That's
a
Aaron's
link that'll be
thing,
posted
isn't
out
it?
for every game on Facebook, Instagram, all of our social media and stuff. They'll provide a link for each game. But yeah, there is video, color commentary, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I believe Aaron Rose
Yep.
is the color commentator, and I think he threw prep spin because he does a lot of KH,
Yep.
the high school stuff.
Yep.
So,
Aaron is the voice of the Nightfall.
yeah,
So.
Aaron's a good.
He's the voice of a lot of local wrestling too.
Him and Bobby are pretty much legends on the microphone. So I want to know why my man's not invited back. He got kicked off the announce team. Like, what the hell?
Well, you didn't hear what I said.
Aaron couldn't get the buzzer fast enough.
It was very adult-oriented stuff, so.
There's nothing to say.
You guys be interested in doing a burger challenge right here, right now?
What?
Burger challenge.
Yeah.
What's that entail?
Actually, I want to know what it entails. The burger challenge.
You're not asking my other questions first?
They want to know about underwear.
I wanted to start
I
with
asked
the
your
food.
teeth question. Wait on.
I don't know what it entails. I think she'll let you know. You want to let us know? Let the guys know.
First question's answered.
She wants to know the underwear color, apparently.
He's supposed to ask what color underwear are you guys wearing? Everybody wants to know what color underwear are you
It's gotta be nightfall colors.
They don't wear underwear, Ashley. That's the question.
Michelle, what color underwear is Jason wearing? Black.
He likes to seduce people.
You like to sweat, huh?
Another question that was coming around is what can someone do if they want to be a sponsor to the team? If they want to get in and get involved and donate to the cause?
Yep, we're welcome to as many podcasts as we can get, so send an email to the Ice Hockey Collective at gmail.com. I can stuff. It's not the easiest thing to go to the website. There's probably a button there.
So about that burger challenge.
Yeah.
What's the challenge?
Okay, so I had a couple options. We have the shocker that it's
Sounds
really
right
fucking
up
hot.
your alley.
It's really fucking hot. I wanted to see maybe how many you can eat, but I don't want to be rude. That's like really mean. Like it ruins your day, like that burger. Or we could
You ain't coaching nothing later.
Or we can do, because right now, the burger challenge, we have to eat 14 burgers.
I don't think I could beat
But
that.
how about one amongst yourselves? Between the three of you, not the Jack Brown's one, but if you guys wanted to do a burger challenge today, you're welcome to do whatever burger you want. But then at the end, you give us a little like fuck yeah, Jack Brown's, and you tell us what color underwear you're wearing. Yeah? No?
So later he's like, oh my God, what did I do?
The shocker is messed up, so you have to like really like hot.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I like hot stuff, but I also gotta do things like
Yeah, you ain't doing nothing later if you eat the shot.
I might pass on the shocker, but I'm open to anything else.
Yeah,
So.
totally. Like if you guys want to see between the three of you who eats the most burgers
Go for it.
on air,
She's
answer
offering.
questions
She's throwing burgers at you.
on me.
I know
Like,
that.
I'll pay for it.
He's like, I know
You want to
that.
get in on it too? You want to eat a bunch of burgers?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Hook them up. Hook them up. We're gonna go.
All right,
Hook them up.
we're starting with 3 each, okay?
Okay.
Oh Lord. All right. While we're getting ready for the burger challenge, we got Bobby Blake here, Gen X wrestling announcer, teamed with Aaron Rose, AMW.
Yeah, I work for 3 different promotions right now.
Yeah.
Generation Next Pro Wrestling, Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, and Elite Wrestling Alliance.
Elite Wrestling Alliance. They are out of Richmond, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
Richmond and Danville.
Richmond and Danville.
Yeah.
Okay. So the one thing I did want to know, are you currently watching, are you guys wrestling fans by any means? Like watching WWE?
I watch
or
a little bit.
Casual
here and there,
fans,
yeah,
maybe?
Casual, yeah.
Okay, are you guys currently watching anything? Like, are you watching?
It's been a
Who
little
can watch
bit.
that
Yeah,
shit
it's
anymore?
been a little bit.
Alright, see, that's why we don't, too cool to your plug. So are you watching the current product?
Yeah.
Alright, so what's your take on, what do you like about what's going on right now and what don't you like?
Well, I don't like a lot of it. Because
Yeah. No, we're all on the same page so far.
My thing is I'm more of an old school fan than I am a new school fan. I do like the new product. However, I don't find it is as entertaining as it used to be. I think there's way too much talking, which, you know, I'm in my 50s. So I'd much rather, you know, I'd rather see them get down to, you know, kicking some ass and stuff
Kind of
like
like,
that.
what was the SummerSlam or WrestleMania?
WrestleMania.
It was like, match time was like 2 minutes, entrance and bullshit time
was 23
3
minutes.
hours.
Yeah.
Like,
And then there's a bunch of commercials on WrestleMania.
Like,
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar lasted, what, 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Back in the day, at Brewery on Thursdays, everybody was like, hour time limit match.
Yeah.
1 hour time limit. They went an hour matches.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I've seen Jerry Lawler and Joe LeDuc go at it for 45 minutes at Rupp Arena, and it's way better than anything today. You know, in my opinion. Because like I said, I'm from a different era.
So, all right. So the match that got me into wrestling was WrestleMania 3, Savage Steamboat.
Yeah.
I know it's everybody like that's a cliche.
Yeah.
So it's so cliche, but I mean legit. I had no like Saturday mornings we had ICW on Saturday, and it was just in the background.
Yeah.
And then of course Savage was wrestling locally from Lexington and all that. So I went to a buddy of mine's house, and he was a big Hogan guy, which. Anyway, that was the match that, like, I'm sitting there, and that was the one that hit, like, grabbed it, like, and ever since then, I was hooked.
Yeah.
And then you have Davey Boy and Brett, SummerSlam '91, Wembley Stadium, and all that. Two of the best ever. What was the match for you that got you hooked?
Well, it wasn't really a match. It was a moment.
Okay.
You know, I grew up watching Memphis wrestling, so I like Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee and, you know, guys like that and everything. However, I caught Georgia Championship Wrestling one night, and I saw Roddy Piper. And you've seen it where he breaks the bottle over his head. I was like, that guy's badass right there. That's a tough son of a bitch right there, you know. So he actually was the first guy that I paid attention to, and he was the first guy that hooked me. And I was
Piper.
like, Roddy Piper, So I followed Piper's career, you know, his entire career. And then when he went to the WWF and he started working with Hogan, you know, and started coming up, when he first came to the WWF, he was a manager. Because they liked him as a mouthpiece and stuff like that. So when they started feuding with Hogan and they were going into WrestleMania 1, that was some of the best television in the history of television. You know, not just wrestling, television. Because you got Roddy Piper, who's just this unbelievable villain, and you got Hulk Hogan, who was this superhero, you know, that the people loved and everything. And I always said, you know, that you can't have a great hero without a great villain, you know, to oppose him. So Roddy Piper was Hogan's equal, you know, as far as on that level. Piper would do some outlandish stuff and everything, and I was, you know, always rooting for Piper. I was always rooting for Piper, Paul Orndorff, Cowboy Bob Orton.
Those are the ones that got me. So, exactly.
They're leading
heels.
Exactly. They're leading up to the first WrestleMania. My dad took me to the closed circuit viewing of that at North Park Cinema in Lexington.
Okay.
And so the place is packed, and everybody in there is like wearing Hogan stuff, like Hogan merch, Hulkamania shirts and stuff like that. And all these people are, you know, cheering for Hogan and pulling for Hogan. We're watching on the big screen and all that stuff, and the movie screen. And I was the only person in the whole building, and I'm a kid. I'm like 12 years old at this point. This is 1985, and I'm the only person pulling for Piper and Orndorff. And my dad's sitting there going, he's like, "Shut up! These people are going to get mad. Stop cheering for Roddy Piper." And I'm like, "I like him better. He's outlandish. He's brash. He talks all this crap, and then he backs it up. You know, stuff like that. That's why I like Piper. You know, he's wearing a kilt. You know, nobody else. Who wore a kilt?
Nobody.
Roddy Piper. You know, and then somebody says something. Well, he's wearing a skirt. And here comes Piper. You know, boom, shuts him up. Piper was my guy. He's always been my guy, and he always will be my guy.
That's your favorite wrestler
of all time, Roddy Piper.
That was my next question.
Hey, Austin Idol. You can see him August the 22nd, Corbin, Kentucky, Corbin Arena, Appalachian Mountain Wrestling. Yep. He'll be there.
Hulk Hogan stole everything he had,
and he admitted it too. So.
Come on.
Yep.
All right, Bobby.
Yep.
UWA. I looked this up.
Oh, God.
Controversial match.
Oh,
I got
Yep.
that one. I got that one written down
What is
too.
your take on what happened? How did you succeed? Was it righteous? Was it a bad win? I don't know.
You talking about the Vixens Championship?
Vixens champion.
Okay. UWA, which later on became the UWF. It was a promotion owned by a guy named Cujo and his girlfriend at the time, which is now his wife, Felony Fox. It was an upstart promotion. Had some bumps in the road and all that stuff. However, they had a great women's division. Because prior to the UWA coming in and establishing a respectable women's division, it was pretty much just everybody's fat old girlfriend, just grabbing hair and rolling around the mat and stuff like that. But, well, when the UWA started the women's division, they started cherry picking all these women that were really, really good. Built a respectable women's division. And it was time to, crown a champion. Well, they had this show called Vicious Vixens, which was an all-women show. And the main event was a battle royal. Winner, last woman standing in the ring, the winner becomes the first ever Vixens champion. Well, I'm the guy that was trying to ruin the show. Women don't belong in wrestling. They belong barefoot and pregnant and in the kitchen. Why don't you go make me a sandwich? I'm doing all this stuff leading up to this night. Saying all these horrible things, and it's great because it got me a lot of heat. So I was already going to have a match, intergender match versus Felony Fox. So we had our match. And she goes to give me the low blow. It was a good match. She gives me the low blow. No effect. Why? Because I reached down in my tights, pulled out a cup.
There you go.
Nope. Wham. Hit her with the cup, knocked her down, and took the cup, smothered it on her face, and then put my feet on the ropes and got the pinfall.
Nice.
So I beat her. And so she, had to leave with her tail between her legs. So I'm determined that I'm going to ruin the rest of the women's show. So the battle royal, it was Royal Rumble style, where a new woman comes in every minute or so. So it comes down to the last person, and who's the last person to enter the match? It's me. And they're like, no, you can't do this. And I said, oh, but I can. So come in there, and it comes down to me, Mary Elizabeth Monroe, who later went on to Ring of Honor fame as Kelly Klein, gatekeeper Kelly Klein, and Jessie Belle Smothers, who is also, a longtime veteran of wrestling. And come down and do the finish. I end up, dumping everybody over. I'll win the women's title, the Vixens title. So the next week, they're like, no, this is not happening. Next week comes and everything. They said, Bobby Blake, come on out here. We got to talk, about some things and everything. Said, you interfered in this women's battle royal. You're not a woman. You won this Vixens title. You're not a woman. You have 24 hours to prove to us that you're a woman, or you got to vacate. You got to vacate that title. And in a moment of silliness, I said, I don't even have to wait 24 hours because I've got this right here. And I pulled out a positive pregnancy test. And I said, I'm pregnant. And they're like, they look at it and they're like, well, it's pregnant, but you're still not a woman. You got to vacate the championship. So I gave over the title and everything and stuff like that. I thought they should have went another direction and actually gave it to a woman to, crown their first ever Vixens champion. But they wanted to get me more heat and everything, and it worked. So
Yeah, that'll do it.
I was pretty hated there for a while. So
All right, so we're gonna interrupt. So you guys got your burger. Ashley, what burgers do they have?
I think it's just a regular burger.
Does he
Regular
get,
burger.
does he get his 3 burgers?
So everybody's got 3 burgers apiece. Wow. All right.
No time limit.
No time limit. So just proceed at your leisure. Can I ask a question? May I have a pickle?
Yeah, take a pickle. That was actually a thing. Like, do it here.
That's cheating.
The
It's
question
like
you
the old
wanted to ask
96,
is,
you gotta
may I
eat the
touch your
gristle.
pickle?
You can take all my pickles. I'm not a pickle guy, but. All right, get her started, Garrett.
All right, everybody's digging in.
Hockey players can't be
All right, Bobby.
Come on
So
now.
my question is, one of my questions is, we already answered. Viper's your favorite guy.
Yeah.
Somebody ate 4 candies.
Do you have a favorite match, or from watching, or your own match?
My favorite all-time match ever is Ric Flair versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat from Chi-Town Rumble '89.
Okay.
That's when Ricky Steamboat wins the championship from.
Can we get a good photo of you guys just having it like shoved in your mouth?
So was that one of the ones that, I mean, obviously you had already kind of established that you were going to be, that was what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
So,
About 4 candies
years
already
later,
dead.
you debuted in 91.
Yeah, 91, yes.
Now, you debuted where, in Eastern Kentucky, or?
No, it was actually Scottsburg, Indiana is where I had my first match.
Okay.
Next round.
No.
No, that was Southern Wrestling.
Southern Wrestling,
Yeah, SWA. And that was at the Scottsburg National Guard Armory. And it's on August the 7th, on a Wednesday night. So I'm actually coming up on my 35th anniversary. Yeah. So, but I haven't wrestled since 2018, so I'm way out of shape.
You're just going to celebrate the moment, and we're going to move on.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you. All right, so you're doing a lot of ring announcing, or sorry,
Commentary.
color commentary.
Yep.
Yeah.
Color comment.
Thank you. For AMW, yet to make it down to an AMW match. What is the atmosphere like for an AMW? Kyle Maggard and those guys down there?
Well, we're all over Kentucky. It's out of Hazard, Kentucky, but we run all over the state of Kentucky. And actually, on Tuesday night, we're going to do a live broadcast in Ironton, Ohio, and we're building up for that big show at the Corbin Arena on August 22nd. And it's going to be a huge night there and everything. You know, the main event is FTR versus the Good Brothers, so that's going to be a huge match. But AMW, it's an old school atmosphere. It's an intimate setting. We run shows at the Lexington Ice Center all over Kentucky. Hazard, like we're in Ironton this week. Pikeville, stuff like that. We do a show once a year called Thanksgiving Turmoil. It's in Hazard, and it's usually a double ring war games match, a double cage, and all that stuff. It's a really good show, really good show. It's more of what you would see. It's modern style wrestling mixed with old school format. So it's very well put together. It's a great atmosphere, great time. They have a really good in-ring product. Good promos and stuff like that.
I went to eat lunch.
It's a mix of like Monday Night Raw and Memphis wrestling. If that makes sense.
No, yeah, they're pretty. We've talked about this.
About 5 minutes, just said next round.
I grew up in a good day, probably until like 9. Memphis, ICW. Everybody came.
If I didn't eat and came here at 6 o'clock, I could do 10.
Standing feet over there doing an interview, and you got the ring. The next thing you know, you're having a wrong with somebody or whatnot. That's what I love about old school wrestling. I'm the same. I'm the same as you. That's my favorite era was when you didn't have the internet. You thought, I remember when.
You can save the pickles on my next three.
And it cuts to commercial. Yeah. Like he's run over in the parking lot. And it's like, oh my God, they just killed him.
Yeah.
Give me your take on this new wrestling. They go out, you're going to be able to eat all week, cuss each other out, have the match, when they're backstage talking, hey, great match, love you. I fucking hate that bullshit.
They are good, yeah.
One of the things that I hate about more current wrestling now is, well, let me clarify this before I go on to that. My generation of wrestlers were the smash mouth, punch, beat, knock guys. These guys currently now are 10 times the athletes that, 10 times the athletes that we ever were. However, I do feel that we had personalities, more personality than what they have. I really hate it when the younger guys will go out there, they'll have a kick-ass match, awesome match. You know, people are standing, you know, and they're giving them a standing ovation at the end. Then they got to cry and hug at the end of it. Great match. We had a great match. And then they pull each other in and they hug, and then you see them start to cry. And then they grab the microphone and they put each other over for 5 minutes on the microphone. I dislike that. You know, I always liked it, you know, heel versus babyface, good guy versus bad guy. You know, clear line in the middle. And if I beat you, well, I deserve to win anyway because I'm better. You know, exactly.
So we do have a question from the audience. If you had the opportunity to wrestle anyone alive or dead, who would it be?
Roddy Piper.
That's what I thought.
Yep. And that was talked about at one point in time. Of course, obviously, it was way after his career, and he was just doing like random Piper's Pits and shows. It was talked about for Pro Wrestling Freedom about bringing him in. Because I did a segment called The Wolf Den, which was kind of like, yeah, similar to Piper's Pit. So I would come out there and I would just bring my guest out there and I would just lambast them and just talk trash to them, talk trash to them, talk trash to them. Then eventually they lose their cool and here I, boom, beat them down, leave them laying. Well, what was going to happen one night was they were going to bring in Roddy Piper and have him be a guest on the Wolf Den, but then it turns into a Piper's Pit. And then he starts, you know, getting over on me, talking trash to me, boom, boom, boom. Then he goes to turn away, I bit him from behind, boom, 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 shoot him off, duck the clothesline, gets me in the sleeper hold, something real quick. Here comes the referee, puts me to sleep, drop the, you know, the arm 3 times. Roddy Piper wins. Well, money situation came up and they were like, yeah, he's a little more than we want to pay, you know, so that never happened. But, you know, that was supposed to happen at one point. It was talked about, so.
Favorite tag team?
Demolition.
You were hoping for the road. I knew it.
Yeah, I'm a Demolition guy. That doesn't mean I dislike the Road Warriors because I like them. Do you really? I love Demolition though.
I like Demolition over. How about this?
Already got the meat switch.
Mount Rushmore wrestling. Your top 4.
Whoa.
Who goes on? That's all.
My favorites or who I think deserves to
Who
be
deserves to be on Mount Rushmore?
Ric Flair. Ric Flair.
This is such a baited question.
Steve Austin.
Oh.
Yep. Because he was, you know, very significant during one of the boom periods. Yep. I'll put Piper up there because without Piper, without Piper, Hogan had nobody to face at that time. So he was halfway responsible for, you know, the first boom period. And I know you don't want to hear this, but I got to put him up there. Hulk Hogan.
What?
Hulk Hogan.
What's that? Hulk Hogan on the Mount Rushmore?
The Hulkster.
I mean, come on, bro. He's got to be.
No, he doesn't. He's on 5. He's on 5 Mount Rushmore.
I mean, I go Hulk Hogan, obviously.
Yeah.
I gotta put Vince McMahon up there. Without him, you wouldn't have wrestling today.
Yep.
Tell the man.
Whoa, you can't say that Hogan saved wrestling and then say without Vince, there's no wrestling. You're saying without Hogan, there's no wrestling. No, you said Hogan.
All the little
On
territories.
this show, you said without Hogan, there's no wrestling.
Exactly.
You can't say both of them.
I can't say
It's
both.
either one or the other. No.
Can I say both? I just fucking did.
You said without Hogan, there's no wrestling. You cannot
Today's
say
wrestling does not
without Vince,
exist.
there's no wrestling.
And it's,
No, he
you
didn't.
gotta put him up there.
Clearly he didn't. He was over in Japan already. Hogan sucks. Go ahead, finish your
Is it okay if I do that now?
I'll shit on him, but go ahead.
Hogan! Vince McMahon. Without those two, you don't have wrestling today. You have the local markets, but they're not on national team.
Yeah.
You're like a seal. I would go Flair. Just
because he was the face of WCW.
Yep.
About that. And all the moves and all that good stuff. Man, I want to say Austin Idol.
Well, you can't say Austin Idol. You got Hogan on there because Hogan stole his gimmick.
I get it because they.
No, because he stole it.
But I'm going to say.
Then you put Austin Idol over Hogan.
No.
He did. Hogan stole his gimmick.
Does that matter on Mount Rushmore? You're talking about who deserves.
Without Austin Idol, there's no Hulkamania. Without no Idolmania, there's no Hulkamania.
He stole the gimmick.
He stole the gimmick.
Made the gimmick.
No,
made
he did not.
Who had the cartoons?
I wonder if Gus knows.
Who had millions and millions of Hulkamania taking their vitamins every day? He was Presley. He was.
Did you eat your vitamins? Did you say your prayers?
When Hogan said eat your vitamins, I ate my vitamins.
Did you say your prayers?
Brother, let me tell you, brother, eat your vitamins. I was like, I'm taking them, baby.
Go ahead, finish. Asterisk on each one. So far.
I don't do Austin.
Who's the fourth?
I mean, I like Austin.
Well, you put him on there. You said Austin Idol. Put him on there.
No, I'm talking about Stone Cold. I don't put him up there.
How can you not have him?
Mount Rushmore, you got to get.
He brought the era that was your favorite. The Attitude Era.
I mean, you could say Generation X.
No, they didn't. Austin was first. Yes, he was. Yeah. King of the Ring.
I'm going to put The Rock on there, just because the popularity, his mic skills alone brought the audience. The crowd, with the millions
Austin was first. Without Austin, there's no Rock.
I mean, you can say without George, there wasn't wrestling. Are we going to go that like that? Mount Rushmore is what? The people that
Your opinion.
have the effect on wrestling.
Your opinion. The Rock did not have that big of an effect on wrestling.
Don't think he did? Don't think
Austin had more of an effect on wrestling.
Did you not see the Rock when he sang that song to Big Deal? The Eric Clapton song.
Yeah.
Was that not hilarious?
That was.
Hilarious.
All the hilarious stuff he did brought fans in.
Austin.
The crowd went wild for him.
Austin brought the Attitude Era to the masses. It started the Attitude Era. Austin.
Like I said, he's on my.
No, he's over the road. He's over the road.
Let's hear yours.
I haven't had time to prepare. I can't believe nobody put that in.
Off the top of your head.
Off the top of my head, all right. Off the top of my head. Flair. No, Hogan's not on mine. Flair, Savage. I'm gonna go Piper, and I'll
just throw Piper on that piece of ass.
Piper was a
You like him, but was he Mount? Is he really Mount Rushmore?
Hell yeah!
I mean, we put Snuka up there for the first high flying years.
Like you saw Convict on there?
He was never convicted. Never. He was acquitted before he died.
Just like, I'll make sure Big Break those things too. Murder, person or something.
If you're not convicted, you're not convicted.
Okay. Well, that's my four. Hogan's not on there.
Favorite wrestler?
Pat McAfee.
I'd probably say Stone Cold.
But no, I'd say Stone Cold from back in the day. Yeah.
You're about the age. You're about the age.
Yeah, it's like NWO.
Hogan.
Back time like that.
He's wanting to get in on it.
But everybody loves Chris Flair too, though. He gets that woo.
He's wanting to get in on it. All right, so you guys have finished your burgers.
And they're waiting for more, I think.
They're bringing more.
Apparently there's more coming. Yeah.
She didn't say what they are, but
It was a challenge. The challenge was to eat.
I'm worried it's gonna be like a little roulette where it's gonna be one of those
Doing the same thing the whole time.
This is a surprise.
This is
Surprise. I'm
different
over it.
round.
like it's one of the 9 burgers.
This might be the last round.
It's not the last round because it's already an order in for the next one because I don't know if this is
All right,
going to
so,
bring him in and then bring him in.
so Bobby, what was-
Sit there and like
So
go like this and like push it
with the
down.
current state of everything going on, I'm kind of becoming, I like Finn Balor. I'm becoming a big Andrade for AEW.
Yeah.
And I love, like, Maxwell J. Freeman from AEW is my favorite heel going right now.
Right.
Like, he is,
It's always
that's Maxwell J. Freeman.
What are you putting down for this one?
He he's the guy.
How many
Little
burgers?
kids coming through, it's like, here.
Garrett's gonna rip them
I
all.
mean,
That's the way it should be. It's a big behind the scenes after the match. Kiss your ass and then out. She's like, well, I want this great match.
He's gonna rip them all.
but that's
Timeless story.
You get that jalapeno one.
to get back to the local scene. We've had Jack the Dad on.
Oh yeah.
He was on, but he was Chris. I think was doing Jeff. Somebody
just coming back.
Yeah, he was just coming back for a collection, and that was going to be his first match. So I actually reached out to Max, partners with Larry D and all that, and I told him that they ought to get with Kellen and Jackie and do the two-man power trip in Gen X. Of course, you know, back in the day, the Austin Triple H, that was the Blue Out Squad, Triple H Blue Out Squad.
Yeah.
So they didn't get to finish that. But I thought that would I always thought that'd be awesome. Two guys that had all the titles.
Yeah.
That was in the early, late 90s.
Yeah, something like that.
Late 90s.
99, maybe 2000, something like that.
So
2001.
one of my favorite matches is Triple H versus Mankind for the world title. And I believe is not a Hell in a Cell, but I believe it's a no DQ, like street fight type, because that's the one where Pallet penetrates Triple H's calf muscle.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he like pulls the good out and literally finishes the match. But that's when Triple H became my guy in the.
I know, but that's what I'm
He
saying.
was.
Gonna have to cut this out, dude.
So, of that era, we'll go back to the Attitude Era. So that's where, yeah.
I guess I can tell
what
Amy we're not
stands out?
gonna
Oh,
continue
you
to do
did.
that.
Oh, your ass better go, somebody. What stands out to you as the best?
I'm like a
the Attitude Era
Well, obviously,
with Austin.
yeah. Obviously, Austin, because he was unpredictable at that time. He was always fighting the boss and everything. And at that point in time, well, actually nowadays too, people want to beat up the boss. So I mean, that's going to get over regardless. Anything Austin did was pretty much gold. Any interactions between Austin and The Rock was gold. You had DX out there, doing the crotch chop and everything, getting over and getting kids in trouble and all that stuff. So,
best thing when they went to Ted Turner.
yeah, with the
Cheap.
yeah,
Banging on the door.
yeah.
Paul and Nash that were down there.
Yeah, all that stuff was great and everything. Actually, the moments during the Attitude Era actually outshine all the matches, I think.
Yeah.
The matches are still great. Matches are still good.
It was entertaining.
Yeah. The moments is what made the Attitude Era for me. As opposed to like, the rock and wrestling era in the 80s, the matches outshined the moments there. So it kind of just flip-flopped, reversed and everything like that. The moments, the big moments were really big. You had Austin winning the championship. You had Austin getting dropped on his head and everybody scrambling, panicking and all that stuff, find out what they're going to do. Then they have to find creative ways to keep Austin on TV for that year that he was out, rehabbing his neck and stuff like that. And they did it. They were able to pull through that era and all that stuff. You had Austin fighting the corporation. You had the Undertaker with the Ministry, and all that stuff was great.
So you talk about moments. So I've got two particular moments in mind, and one of them is I don't think the Attitude Era it had started, and it was the Brian Pillman to Austin.
Yeah.
House.
Now unbeknownst back then, they were close friends. In WCW, they were the Hollywood Blondes, and when they put those two guys together, it was the whole WCW put them together, and I don't think they expected them to be as popular as they were.
Yeah.
They didn't know what to do with them, and obviously, eventually, we all know Austin was fired over the phone, blah, blah, blah. Goes to WWE, and one comes, and now you have this powder keg, and they are in this hellacious feud. And the house incident where he shows up, they're in front, Brian Pillman, and the last thing you see is Pillman with the gun, and it fades to black, and you hear, pow! It's like,
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Let's just say storytelling back in the day.
Yeah, very much.
Today's storylines are just like, there's no build up. There's just like, all we're gonna do is roll with Roman Reigns and his move.
Yeah.
That's all we're talking about. And again, the 30 minutes, the show starts, Raw starts, and there's 30 minutes of coffee. Who came out and said,
So this one is a Greg Brady.
Cena or somebody came out and was like,
This one has macaroni and cheese and
no, it was
barbecue chips on the
Jericho.
inside.
Jericho showed up.
This might be the last one here.
It's a burger challenge.
Still talking. I was like, what the
When do I tap out?
I can't. I have stepped away from wrestling because it's just not like I can't get into it. Because I want to see wrestling. I am wrestling. You do your 2 minute interview, and then you're in the ring. Somebody comes out, you're in the ring, fighting for the belt, right then and there.
Yeah.
Happen.
Well, the thing that I don't like about current wrestling is back in my day and everything, when we were cutting promos and everything, I would say stuff like, hey, I'm gonna get you in this ring and I'm gonna kick your ass and I'm gonna pull off your arms and I'm gonna beat you to death with it because I can. I'm better than you. This and that and all that. Blah blah blah. Nowadays, the promos are like they're very cut and dry. They don't want to offend anybody. It's like, well, on this night, Saturday night, I'm going to be in the ring with so-and-so, and he's such a great opponent and everything, and I hope I'm lucky enough to be able to learn something in the ring against him, and maybe I'll pull off a victory. You don't know. No. I'm going to beat you literally to death, and then I'm going to rip your head off, and then I'm going to reach down your neck, pull out your guts, and show them to your grandmother. They don't do anything like that no more. No.
This is called the classic.
You don't want to hear that, but since Vince McMahon left, his storylines were outrageous. What's this crazy, stupid? They were entertaining.
It's one of our most
In your
popular
face. Now it's just kind of like, politically correct. Wow. Same shit every week. You're pushing John Cena's thing for Atomic Gordon, which was sucky as fuck and shit. The rest of nobody
It's very safe these days. Let's not offend anybody. Wrestling in my era was let's offend everybody.
Yeah.
And who,
it was entertaining. It's like we're out there defending everybody, so nobody can get offended.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody was fair game. We're out there. It was like they didn't ride together.
Yeah.
We're not seen in public after the matches together. You hated that guy. You hated that guy, and you hit in the hotel room later that night. You go to the hotel room together. Because you want fans to see.
Well, like when I was coming up in wrestling and everything, I was always the smallest guy. Everybody else was bigger than me, so I had to do different stuff, differently than everybody else was at that time to stand out and to get noticed. So, whether that would be, going out of the ring and throwing myself on the concrete, taking bumps all on the concrete, getting thrown off of the top rope to the floor, boom, through a table and all that stuff. I would have to do that stuff to stand out from everybody else because I was the smallest guy on the roster. And then once I started getting over with that, people started saying, well, this guy's crazy. He'll do anything, to get attention and stuff like that. Well, it started working because people started coming with me, started getting behind me and started, working with me during the matches and all that stuff. Well, then it got to the point where that stuff started hurting a lot. So I had to switch it up some.
Triple G from Adrian.
I had to switch it up some and everything. So I finally found my voice and learned how to cut a promo. But I would cut promos differently from what everybody else was doing at that point in time. I would tell people what I was going to do to them in horrific ways. I was the first guy to tap out. Guys, when I was coming up, they were going, I'm going to beat your butt this Saturday night. No, I'm going to kick your ass this Saturday. So I was one of the first guys in the state of Kentucky that was, saying stuff like that. I'm going to beat the hell out of you. I'm going to beat the crap out of you. No, I'm, at that point I was a 25-year-old man, something like that. I'm going to beat your ass, So.
Slowing down.
Feeling it. You're starting to feel it.
Slowing it down.
But
There's no quitting in hockey.
No.
This ain't hockey, this is eating.
but to toot my own horn a little bit, toot. I was one of the first guys to push the envelope a little bit as far as saying crazy stuff, saying outlandish stuff, doing crowd work. Crowd work was my main thing. After I realized the bumps were hurting too much and everything, I started interacting with the crowd, and I stared cutting crazy promos and all that stuff. There was one promo I cut where I was cutting a promo on somebody, and I laid face down in the ring and had the microphone sticking next to me on the mat. And I cut the promo laying down the entire time, and everybody's like, "What the hell's he doing?" Nobody told me I couldn't, so why not? I was the guy that was doing stuff because nobody said I couldn't do it. I was the guy, they were like, matches were all good. They were like, what about that crazy guy that was talking to a wall, laying on the mat, or cutting a promo on a chair, or something like that, because that was one promo I did. I call it the Around the World promo. And what I did was I took a chair, and instead of standing in the middle of the ring or on a podium cutting a promo, I took a chair and I sat directly in front of somebody in the front row. And I'm cutting a promo on a certain wrestler, but I'm talking directly to the person in the, that's right in front of me, while cutting a promo on the guy that I'm supposed to be wrestling. Well, after I got done talking to that person, I took the chair, moved it to another side, sat right back down again. Blah, blah, blah. Well, I went all the way around the ring, and I came back around this. There was this old guy named, I forgot what his name was, but he was an older guy, and he did not like me whatsoever. So I sat right down, right in front of him, and he's going, "No, Bobby. No, Bobby. No, don't you dare do it, Bobby." I sat right down, and I started doing this and talking right to him. He gets up, and he walks out of the room because he didn't want to, interact with me there and all that stuff. Well, I don't miss a beat. I see that he's got enough, but I'm still looking at his chair like there's somebody sitting in it. And I'm just cutting this outlandish promo on nobody. And it's getting over. And these people are like starting to come with me. They're like, "This guy's insane." So I would just do stuff differently than everybody else at that point in time and everything to be different from everybody. If you don't stand out, nobody will know you're there. You know what I'm saying?
So we talked about moments. My second big moment was Austin Bret Hart.
Yep.
Hart Foundation with Bret on crutches. David Blaine always got the titles. You got Brian Pillman as the mouthpiece. You got Bret Hart calling in on the phone, talking about what he's going to do to Austin. Like, "I'm going to whoop your ass this Sunday." And Austin gets in the ring, Bret's not in the arena, all that stuff. All of a sudden, here comes Bret out of the back. Living dog shit.
He needs 3 burgers.
I thought that was
He's behind. He's behind on burgers.
I'm good.
No.
I'm good.
I gotta tap out.
Take a moment.
I gotta tap out. I've had moments. I've had moments. I wasn't prepared for this.
Miracle.
You think I was? They're good. They're delicious. They're delicious.
This one is very good.
Oh
I
yeah.
have one more
All right,
comment for all three.
so we got tap outs going on here. Is this one weird?
I know we got you. You're gonna do it too.
Yeah, we gotta tap him in.
Wrestlers tapping in.
So far, it looks like the goalie is getting.
Yeah, he was prepared. He was the one who was part of setting this whole thing up.
Like I said, what goes into the W column?
It's all about wins. That's what I'm talking about.
He's tapping in. Wrestlers tapping in.
I got a bad liver. I can't.
All right, so are we having a total? Do we have?
He's 6 deep.
I'm 3 and a half.
5 deep.
Stopped over here.
5.
No,
He's
4 and a
getting another
half.
round.
Oh!
She said they're getting another one too.
She said she's got many in there.
You're eating it.
They're 3 and a
All
half.
right, so what was the second burger you guys had?
The second burger was mac and cheese and potato
Oh,
chips.
dude, the mac and cheese.
Delicious.
That's my son's favorite.
And then this is the classic, I think.
No, the Jack.
The Jack.
Yeah, okay.
Also delicious.
Oh, yeah.
My son's favorite
onions.
burger is the Greg Brady, the mac and cheese, and the barbecue chips on top. Phenomenal. So yeah. So yeah, so talking about moments, those are my 2 favorite moments of the Attitude Era. The Bret Hart whooped that. And that, I believe that was right there.
Yeah. Oh man.
Calgary.
Yeah.
He bled away. He was flipping the crowd.
I say, Memphis
You're not gonna
wrestling,
touch the ice, just
Memphis
in locker room
had the
floor.
promos, and
I'm
had
getting
the
all
back-
new
You're not gonna touch the ice, just be in locker room floor.
Everybody came through there, but it's like the
I'm
promos
hitting all
were the
new
best.
record of how
Quick,
many burgers I've eaten.
precise, you got
Yeah, I'm gonna have to tell Amy that I don't need dinner tonight.
Yeah, that's why I think of my wife. and said,
Memphis to me was ECW before ECW. You know, because it was just as extreme as ECW was. You know, you had the concession stand brawl. You had Jerry Lawler getting run over by the car. You had
Lawler, Funk,
yeah.
empty arena.
yeah, oh my! You know, some of the greatest moments in history. And Lance Russell the whole time, you know, going, come on, Terry. You know.
I think he's an underrated.
Oh, I love Lance Russell. Yeah, somebody made a picture of me and Lance Russell together and everything.
Who was the other guy?
Big Brown.
Kind of quiet, but still.
Yeah. Still just as iconic as Lance Russell.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, the storylines were great, the wrestling was great,
Yep.
promos were great.
No,
all
I
around.
literally ate a ginormous Harry's Lexington.
I mean, yeah, the thing was, like, it wasn't the rock and wrestling. That's not what did it. That, to me,
No, it was wrestling and talk. There was no real flimsy bullshit.
right.
Yeah.
Before Macho Man went crazy with his dress and everything.
Whoa! The fuck are you talking about going crazy with the dress?
Look at this robe. I'm here.
Iconic! That is iconic.
But this was before that. This was before all that. He was just wrestling and talking crazy shit.
No, he wasn't talking crazy shit. He still had the robes. He had the robes here.
Not in Memphis.
Yes, he did.
They showed up on show wasn't with his head like that.
Oh, yes, I mean,
He went back for more.
but the best interview by Macho was when it was local. It was ICW. He spent the entire interview talking about Miss Elizabeth. At the front, they did it in the back of Sente.
They shot that.
The dojo. And Savage spent the entire interview with her.
That's great. But that's the way to go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, that was the best. Like, that was brilliant.
Did you see the thing where he was getting interviewed and they had a call-in show?
Yeah.
And somebody says, I'm about 350 pounds. I can come down there and hold you down. And he's like, come on down. Come on down.
Yeah.
And he's all crazy looking. Man. It was great.
I was thinking about Macho. It was just his face was just crazy.
Yeah.
But that's the way he was.
My favorite Macho Man promo is the one he did at WrestleMania 3 with this Mary Hart interviewing Miss Elizabeth. And then he comes in and he's like, oh, trepidation is the word of the day, you know, stuff like that. And then he's hitting on Mary Hart.
Yep.
And then he sends Elizabeth to the ring and all that stuff. And then Mary Hart walks away and he goes, my phone number's on the back of my license plate. You know, that was great. I love that.
That's classic.
I love that stuff.
Oh, yeah. All right, so
Sorry, I get off on the tangent.
no, you're good. No, you're fine. Yeah. No, you're absolutely fine.
What time? Tell me your thoughts on Hogan. How great is Hulk Hogan?
See, that's leading the witness.
If you don't have Hulk Hogan, then you have wrestling.
Yes, you do. I've been over this 100 times.
Well,
Hogan's in there.
No,
my opinion differs a little bit.
he saved with WrestleMania. He saved the WWF. He did not
Exactly. If
save.
WWF had gone under, what do you think wrestling would be?
You still have the territories.
But you wouldn't have
The territories were fine.
national.
Yes, you would. You would have because
We'd only watch it Memphis. We would have saw.
you had Texas wrestling with the Von Erichs. That packed. Thank you. You had packed houses for the Von Erichs. You had Memphis wrestling. You had WCW.
Oh, we weren't seeing all that time.
Yes, you would. We had cable. Wrestling would have been fine. You would still have the territories. Everything. You still have the NWA would probably be most of the governing body.
Would we be in South?
Who cares if we're in
I like
South?
this for wrestling nowadays. Let's take our biggest funding events and put them in a foreign country where nobody locally that goes to wrestling
Like I said earlier, we're going to be banned worldwide soon.
I'm just keeping it real. I'm 100% here.
No, I get it, but
I
you
know
would not
Twitter.
have. You would still have the Japan. New Japan wrestling is big. Alright, okay. But yeah, so everything would be cool. Alright, we're gonna switch topics just a second.
He was gonna be on my side.
No, he wasn't. We'll get back to that. Put a pin in it. Alright, so we Austin and Hogan. What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite hockey team, or are you a hockey fan?
Well, I haven't seen much hockey. However, I did used to go to a lot of the Thoroughblade games. A lot. So, sentimentally for me, it's the Thoroughblade.
So therefore, we need to get a throwback for the Thoroughblade. Let's work.
And my favorite Slayer from the Thoroughblades, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Was a guy named Kim Belange. Okay, and he was awesome because he would just sit on the sidelines, and all of a sudden he'd come in and he'd mow somebody over, boom, and go. Yeah, and he would come right back and sit back down and everything. And he would just mow everybody over, and he was amazing.
Do we have enforcers?
I was gonna say, do we have one?
Yeah, we got a couple.
Elvis's.
You have to. Like you were saying earlier, like a hockey game, but it's really a fight breaks out, or a fight happens and a hockey game breaks out.
Okay. All right. So we do have an enforcer.
Yep. We got.
Elvis.
This is full contact hockey. Like we're hitting in the corners and playing the body. This isn't just us
Smell
playing,
barbecue sauce.
like trying to score
Bacon.
goals. We're hitting. There's fights. There's NHL rules. Like
Slammed against the boards.
So now, while you guys are
What's on the
going
Elvis?
over the Elvis burger here.
Barbecue, bacon.
What's on the Elvis?
Ashley.
It's got a peanut butter inside the trash.
Yeah, I think
I'm
you
allergic to peanut butter.
Oh,
that is molten.
I can smell it.
Hey Jay.
Hand me one more of
What's
those.
the Elvis
Here.
burger?
No, not that.
he's already doing this like podcast.
Get yourself an EpiPen.
Yeah.
Where's yours?
Oh, we have
peanut allergy.
We gotta get that out.
Oh,
Yeah.
And already.
Rowan's not playing this year.
Did you bite into it already?
No.
yeah. Sorry.
No, I can smell it. You're good.
So peanut allergies on the end. So everybody else is good.
I'm good.
All right, good deal. All right. So you guys are about ready. Oh, you guys are about ready to hit the road. So what is your plan for the rest of the night? You guys said you guys are coaching.
Yeah, so throughout the summer, once a week we have a skate for the high school kids, a little skill session, go out, just go over some just basic skill stuff to keep them sharp, keep them ready to go before we kick off at the end of August for the season. So
Now, high school teams, is it just at the ice center or the actual, each school has a team?
no, so it's just one conglomerate. So all of the surrounding schools in Lexington, Henry Clay, Dunbar, Lafayette, Tates Creek. I got kids that from Richmond.
What? Just amongst yourselves? Or you got
Yeah, so we do a lot of traveling to like Ohio, but then like throughout the state, St. X in Louisville has a team, Trinity has their own team, there's a Louisville Metro team, there's like an area Owensboro team, Northern Kentucky has a team, and then there's also a team in West Virginia, Charleston, West Virginia in our league. We do a lot of travel to Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Illinois.
How do you fare against the Ohio kids that play hockey all the time?
We hold our own. Yeah, we hold our own. It's different at the high school level in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, those states. A lot of the better kids are playing like AAA travel. The high school kids just kind of play just for fun. Aren't really too serious about it. But yeah, we hold our own. I don't schedule anything too crazy, but yeah, we hold our own and we always put up a good fight. So
So it's about.
absolutely.
Guys, I found somebody.
We have a beer drinker of America, sure I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, look here.
So I wanted you
I have number
Tyler.
2548. There we go.
You guys want
Number
to
948.
There we go.
My card's in the mail. Okay. His card's in the mail. So yeah. So yeah, the check Bert always says the check is in the mail. All right, so we had peanut allergies, so the Elvis burgers are no go. The new guy.
The new guy.
Don't worry.
I got something else
Don't worry, I'm tapped out.
Tyler, I've been seeing you posting up there.
I'm tapped out.
National Vice President.
Is that it?
Oh,
That's the fourth one?
No,
Hayden and myself.
That's his.
Kind of make everything happen.
You and Taylor?
What is it? What's that?
You
Yeah,
and
we're with Georgetown.
Oh, you went to, that one's much better than the one downtown.
More spacious.
Yes.
the beer sucks, but it's more space. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it actually is.
Hold the single.
Yeah.
Came hungry.
People never bring your wife.
Uh-oh. What do you guys say, Bobby?
It's some kind of burger with something on it.
I think it's a peanut.
Hold the man on the seat over there. Look.
I think that's a peanut butter one.
Is it?
Yeah, I got it right. There you go.
That's it, right.
Tyler.
Tyler, tell us a little bit about Beer Drinkers of America.
Cool, man. So Beer Drinkers of America is a national beer drinking organization. Started 2 years ago. Actually, tomorrow is our second birthday. So 2 years ago, started in Salem, Oregon. A guy named Hayden, he kind of just started things out, wanted a social organization where if you're just drinking alone, you can always have a friend.
On the website.
That's the guy on the website, yes. So his whole goal was just to make an organization where you could always have a drink with
Give
friends.
it to Beer Drinker of America.
More beer. They turn it down. So really, now we're kind of to the point where we're going to start creating chapters. We've got 8 current chapters. We've got 2 in West Virginia, South Carolina, Michigan, Minnesota, 2 in California, and 1 in Oregon.
Okay.
So we've also got a bunch in the pipeline. We've got another one in Michigan, another one in Texas that we're looking at, one in Lexington, Kentucky that's about to start.
Trying to build them up, man.
Trying to build it up. So
We got names. We just gotta get people to sign. I got it. I got it.
But that's cool. So our goal over the next year, try to get a chapter in every state, and then we're going to start doing chapter cups. So all the chapters are going to compete against each other in chapter competitions throughout the whole year. Maybe that's beer pong, cornhole, whatever kind of drinking game.
Okay.
And
I want to throw some wrestling on there. We're gonna do some wrestling.
the more ideas we can have, the better.
Bobby's gonna be my trainer.
Yeah. So it's awesome. But yeah, the more that we can do, the more community that we can grow. We're at 3,300 members as of today. We'd like to be at 5,000 by the end of the year, and then just kind of keep growing from there.
All right, cool. So we are sitting here with, this is Bobby Blade.
Bobby, nice to meet you.
He, former professional wrestler, current commentator for AMW.
Women's champion.
Former women's champion. Current commentator for AMW and Gen X Wrestling out of Cynthia.
And EWA.
And EWA. Yes. And we have members of the Nightfall hockey team here in Lexington. So, you're kind of sitting amongst royalty.
I like it.
Now, here's what I want to know, is what can the Beer Drinkers of America do for a pregame show for the Nightfall? Can we get together and do a chapter somewhere at a bar before these guys play?
Oh, we can 100% do that. So especially if we had, a local bar that's close or even a tailgate, we're all
Now,
about that.
I do know we cannot tailgate, but no alcohol at the icing. However, you guys have a partnership with Roosters, is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, we have an after game on Saturday night. No,
No,
Roosters.
it's Roosters.
We have
Last
a,
year we got the champion.
I think, yeah.
we go to Rooster. They live stream our games from the
really?
broadcast.
It's the Richmond Road location,
Yes,
correct?
the Richmond Road. They broadcast their games on the TVs in the bar, and then afterwards on Saturday nights this year we'll host the teams after party. We'll have players there. We'll have questions and meet and greets and everything like that. So it'll be a good time to come out and meet the Nightfall players and everyone and just enjoy a good time.
I'm trying to get over there so I can talk to them about us setting up and doing like a pregame thing over there. So.
Aaron has invited me to some of the games and everything. I might take him up on it.
Yeah, Aaron Rose, we're good friends with Bobby and he's been on the show. And
Yeah. Well, that's UK hockey.
he's not allowed on microphone.
Yeah. And fun fact, his commentary partner, Aaron's commentary partner for the Nightfall, is a guy named Charlie Marconi, who is also a wrestler, Charlie Madison.
Yes, okay, all right.
Yep.
Okay, so we're encompassing everything. All right, so
I sent in my beer, my 250 beer.
Did you? Fantastic.
It was from Albany Bay.
Okay. Yep.
I got a response.
yeah, so that was my next question.
My thing was doing a club beer swap.
Okay.
arrange something where members can swap local beers with,
Just want
you're in
people to bring
Georgetown,
Ohio
somebody's in
beer.
Oregon.
Yes.
Somebody can send you an Oregon beer and you can send them to Georgetown.
Yes, so we actually have talked about that. We're starting out with koozies. So if you get like a local koozie in the bar, kind of do a koozie swap. We do have a couple beer brewers in our repertoire. So Father's Brewing, I believe, is out of California. They started on. If you follow them and you're a member, they will send you a free 6-pack. So that's kind of the thing. If you start doing things like that.
Who's got a free 6-pack?
It's Father's Brewery. Yes. So that is something we could definitely do,
What do
especially
you have
as
to
we
do to get that free 6-pack?
follow them on Instagram. I believe it's just Father's Brewing at Instagram, and then just send them a picture of your card. Like, hey, I'm Beer Drink of America. I'm curious about your brand, and they'll send you some
Probably gotta
stuff.
send them a 6-pack too.
Yes.
Probably gotta send them a 6-pack too.
Honestly, no, they're just trying to get the word out.
They don't want my beer.
They want to try something different.
No, this is a brewery.
Yes, a brewery from California might want to try a brewery from Kentucky.
They think they're so great.
Just don't send them country boy shit. Now, all right, rate the burgers that you had. Obviously, you did not have the Elvis. We did not want a health
No,
scare.
they had their pen on them.
Yeah. So, rate the burgers that you guys had.
They're all delicious. I think the Elvis was top.
Okay.
That's my top one. Is
You got the Elvis.
Yep,
Okay.
I got
I think the Jack was my top.
Jack. Okay.
I think I'm going the cheeseburger. I'm a classic guy.
Okay. So is that the Jack burger?
No, that was just the cheeseburger
Just
in
a
the beginning. But the Jack was a close second, I'll say that.
Okay. All right.
Now, did you guys finish up yours as well? So we're all signed up? Or?
No, he housed it home. He's the winner.
I took all six.
He's the winner. He's the winner. He came prepared. I'm telling you.
The goalie's the guy. I mean,
I came prepared because
Wife's let him go hungry at home. That's what it is.
all the kids.
We're
All
not
food
gonna
for
be
the
around. We're not
family.
cooking at all.
all right. So now the hockey team is here. We got a former pro wrestler, multi-time champion, by the way. Women's champion, tag team champion, heavyweight champion, light heavyweight champion. This guy's holding gold. He's holding gold.
I used to, not even that.
Well, no, yeah, but
Heavyweight and light. That's hard to do.
it's very hard.
Well, I gained a lot of weight, so
Light heavyweight was first.
yeah, light heavyweight was first.
So the kids wait.
Yeah.
So Tyler, are you a wrestling fan or a hockey fan or
I do like hockey.
favorite team?
Pittsburgh Penguins.
Fucking Pittsburgh.
We're looking for I don't care less.
I'm a Flyers fan. So,
Okay, well.
yeah. All right. Who let this guy in the building? Just saying.
There's the Georgetown.
He likes beer though.
He likes beer. I'll give you
What I
that.
moved to Georgetown for? My fiance became a doctor at UK, so we moved from West Virginia, Huntington area, about 5-6 weeks ago actually. So brand new to the area, super excited. Brand new, yeah. Yeah, so
I
super
worked at
excited.
Georgetown.
Yeah?
My dad's side of the family's from Huntington.
Oh really?
Yep, certainly is.
I do like Huntington. Born and raised, graduated from Marshall University. Kind of did the whole Huntington experience.
He was born in Mingo County, and then
Mingo County.
moved to Huntington early in life.
Okay.
Stayed there until he came down to here. So,
Nice.
yep.
I got in lost.
And me and my girlfriend actually just went to Camden Park and Hillbilly Hot Dogs over the weekend. So
Hillbilly hot dogs is something. That
I
is,
love,
yes.
dude. Hillbilly Hot Dogs is awesome.
Tyler, what's your favorite beer?
Oh, what's my favorite beer?
Don't feel necessary to stay.
That's tough. So I'm a big Hefeweizen fan.
Nice.
So
I don't like the Tyler
I
already.
will like that. If I'm out at the bar, I feel like Mick Ultra is always easy to go to. It's easy, it's safe.
Hang on. Beer Drinkers of America. Brett L, Vice President, is drinking Big Orange.
Not tonight. I mean, this was an IPA. I'm not sure what this is, but you can't just drink whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I don't either. It's good.
It's a surprise.
So,
Yes.
so obviously you're living in Georgetown,
Yes.
so it's kind of biased, and the Old Country Boys really the only place to go.
It's right there, yeah.
So, of Lexington, your favorite place to go in Lexington?
So far, this place has been fantastic. Before this, OBC was. They have some really good cocktails, some really good food there.
And there's also a place called, I think, Rodney's on Main.
Okay.
And that's pretty solid too.
Now, are you a wrestling fan?
I used to be back in the Attitude Era.
All right, so that's kind of where we're at right now. So, who was your favorite guy back in the day?
Oh man, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
There you go.
It's
easy answer.
Easy, yes.
He's been the answer for the ring. Oh, what you know? Stone Cold.
Thank you, gentlemen.
You guys out of here?
I gotta go. I run the state. I gotta go coach with them too.
All right, good to meet you.
Thank you guys for stopping by.
Nice meeting you.
We're definitely going to be in touch.
Pleasure to meet you.
We're definitely going to be in touch.
Nice meeting you.
So yeah.
Nice meeting you.
Let's switch sides.
No, go right ahead, bud. Go right ahead. We're going to do some shuffling. We're going to do some shuffling around.
Shuffling.
So yeah, so we are trying to get as many people here. Like I've signed up, my card's in the mail. Jason already has his card. Tim
was messaged me earlier.
Yeah, he is. I think he's on my list. There's a few people that I'm going to go ahead and put the bill for. Sure. That way, you know, just to kind of ease the way to get into membership.
Oh, okay.
Yes. We've got several people here that work here that are going to sign up and do stuff too. So
We need 20 people.
20 people for the jacket.
and I've got on my list.
We need a Presidente.
President, Vice
You're going to be
President,
the
Treasurer.
I don't know if I really want the responsibility.
I don't give a fuck. You're doing the president.
That sounds like a lot of work.
So yeah, so that's where right now I think we're sitting at 15 with
Tim
you.
told me you guys are over 20. He said it's at 22 right now.
Well, he might have some more people too.
Let's
So
not believe what Jim says.
All right, fair enough.
We have maybe 20 people that are like, hey, we'll do it. We have.
So
he
we-
signed up so far.
So we were talking before the hockey guys. And I appreciate the hockey guys coming in the nightfall. The schedule starts September. I think the season starts September. So yeah, so we want to make sure we get over to some games. We're going to do some things with Roosters, and we want to get Beer Drinkers of America on board, especially with the Brewery Boys Broadcast.
I don't know if you really talked to Ashley, but she's interested in.
Yes.
Yeah, she came over and talked to me there at the table for a while.
Yeah.
So,
Cobra Kai. Who got the Cobra Kai?
Nobody.
Well, nobody wants the Cobra Kai. Send it to that table over there, James. We'll take the Cobra Kai. But yeah, so we were talking about Bobby is an accomplished wrestler in his own right. 91 former.
Yeah, because if you don't add the
I'm
formerly
sorry,
in there,
former,
people
yeah.
are
They
trying to
think
be
you
mad.
I will say this, as a wrestler myself,
You are not a wrestler.
I was a wrestler.
Who did you wrestle?
I wrestled lots of people. I was in the YMCA league. Unfucking defeated, bro. I was laying people.
All right, hold on. 8 years old doesn't count.
What kind of wrestling counts? All wrestling counts.
All wrestling counts.
Who's got
For
the
new
Cobra
guys.
New guy.
Somebody bring it in because you couldn't eat the Elvis with peanut butter.
Oh, they had to leave to get to their.
The next thing.
Yeah. Y'all want a Cobra Kai burger? There we go. Anyway, so yeah, so we're talking Attitude Era Wrestling, which is probably everybody will say, other than some of us old fogies, the greatest era, but we like the old 80s wrestling. Being the Memphis era, not the Rockin' wrestling.
No, I did like the rockin' wrestling era too.
We're not gonna go. I'm not giving him any more fuel for the Hogan. So anyway, we were talking, and Bobby said that there were moments that made and I brought up two specific moments: the Brian Pillman Stone Cold gunshot as they're going black, and then you have the Bret Hart Stone Cold Steve Austin feud where Bret's on the phone. I'm in Calgary right now, and he turns up and he beats down Stone Cold in the ring. And to me, of course I was 20 something when these were going on, that was just
50 years ago.
great. Yeah, that was just great. So obviously you said Austin was your guy.
He was, yeah.
So give me what brought you into the world, the wrestling?
TV.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. So like, growing up watching it, Stone Cold Steve Austin, I just loved his presence, his atmosphere. Getting out, flipping everybody off, drinking beer on the stage,
Beating up your boss.
That's it, beating up your boss. I actually had the Stone Cold Steve Austin denim vest, growing up as a kid. So
Okay.
that was kind of my thing. But I think when I started really watching it and getting into two instances. One, Stone Cold riding the Zamboni into the arena, spraying beer on everybody.
Yeah.
And two, The Undertaker and Mankind Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
So those are probably my two biggest, that's what really kind of hooked me.
Yeah.
And Bobby, you made the comment earlier about ECW before ECW.
Yeah.
Now, we kind of discovered here in Lexington, we discovered ECW 3 o'clock in the morning on whatever channel. I don't remember what it was.
Sports Channel America.
Something, yeah.
If it showed.
Yeah. And that was one of the things that was like, after starting to watch ECW, I kind of started gravitating towards ECW.
Yeah.
And then my guy of the 90s really became the franchise Shane Douglas.
Yeah. Oh, man. Let me tell you something. My favorite ECW moment involved Shane Douglas, and it was amazing. Pitbull #1.
Yep.
Had the halo on.
Yep.
Because he had broken his neck and all that stuff. Shane Douglas comes out there and he grabs the halo and starts doing this with him and everything.
Slinging him around the ring.
And those ECW people who were smart fans were legitimately pissed off and were going to try to murder Shane Douglas that night. If Shane Douglas can get legitimate heat from an ECW crowd, from smart fans, he's got them all worked.
Oh yeah. Shane was great.
Shane was the best.
And we had, so I met Shane, and everybody always says, don't meet your heroes and all that shit.
Yeah.
Well, Larry D had his retirement thing in 2023.
Yeah.
I think I went there specifically to meet Shane Douglas.
Yeah.
And I ended up meeting Chris Harris, Wildcat Chris Harris.
I love Chris Harris.
As a sidebar. Shane hadn't got there yet, so Chris and I ended up talking. And there was a real rapport there. Now, I really hope to one day finish that conversation. But meeting Shane, I was being the fan that, okay, there's other people in line, I'm going to go over here. And then when I finally got up there, I was like, all right, I got in line. And Shane talked to me for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And it ends up being, we're getting talked about.
He had a restraining order.
He's talking about kids, showing me video. Like, it got to a personal level, which to me was like worth the price of admission that I paid.
Yeah.
Obviously, forming like I did with Chris Harris, got to talk to him, finding out all the AMW and all that stuff. I was like, okay, I got to come back there. If I didn't have to be at work at 1 o'clock that day, I would have stayed. But meeting Shane, my son was supposed to come with me. Shane did a video like on my phone for Zach, my son, and he was just like, "What is this I hear?" No, everybody charges for stuff now. I said, "Shane, what do I owe you for that?" He's like, "No, man, that's one father to another."
That's all.
When the video stuff, I was like, "Holy fuck!" Here's this big, bad guy from the '90s, and you find out like the human side of it. And like Shane's my guy. Like I was a big Bret Hart guy, Savage, but Shane's my guy.
Yeah, my girlfriend sitting over there, she's actually a big Bret Hart girl.
Yeah.
She loves Bret Hart.
Bret, like 91 SummerSlam.
Did you see the video I sent? He actually has a bar or something
Hitman
somewhere.
in Calgary.
Hitman.
In Calgary. That's I want to go there. I gotta go. But, uh-oh. We got some.
Maybe we had a couple more extra beers.
Yeah.
Cut off.
So talking about the ECW thing, that was my like I gravitated towards ECW a lot toward the end, and then up until the whole, because Paul Heyman is a genius. when it comes to.
He was great up until the time he shoved that little kid.
I love DCW too. You know, I gravitated toward that as well because I was such a big fan of Memphis. And like I was saying earlier, you know, Memphis was ECW before ECW because nobody, you know, and I challenge you to go back and look at history. You don't find the wild and crazy antics that was going on at Memphis anywhere else at all. They did everything before everybody else did.
And I think even Paul Heyman comes up and says, "Hey, a lot of my stuff."
Yeah.
Because that's where he got a little bit of his start.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you. Why do you think the Universal Heartthrob never made it to WWE?
Man, I don't know because he had it.
Hogan stole his shit.
It doesn't matter. There's got to be a reason, like he didn't want to go or something happened. I want to ask him that question. I think.
Yeah, he had all the tools and everything.
He had the mic skills, he had the wrestling skill, he had the book.
Yep.
And he just never.
That was the thing. It's like, you know, you and I have gone. We've gone back and forth on this topic for a long time, and I was not a big Austin Idol fan until about 10 years ago, or maybe no, less than that. 5 years ago, I think we may have started whatever. Going back and watching some of those old Austin Idol videos, and it's like I said it all along. Hogan stole his gimmick.
Everybody says that, even Hogan.
Yeah, but
I mean, you're just like, you keep reading like it's something new.
Because everybody puts him on a fucking pedestal. How can you be on a pedestal if you stole a gimmick? You can't. Oh my God.
Such a Hogan hater, man.
Can't stand the man. I'm glad he's dead. I'm glad he's dead.
Oh, man.
There, I said it.
Woo. Hey, man.
All right, shooting. Guns are blazing.
Yeah.
Don't let me bring out stuff about Piper that you don't want to hear.
Oh,
no, don't do that because I've heard them all too. So
you read it on the internet? Okay, that's good.
I'm just saying. I watch Dark Side of the Ring. I don't.
What? Dark Side of the Ring? As a matter of fact, speaking of that, Jeff Jarrett's story going on.
I saw some highlights.
Yeah.
One of my new favorite quotes came from that Dark Side of the Ring. Jeff Jarrett is talking, and he said something about, you know, I started drinking beer and, you know, all that stuff and everything. And I looked down one day and I had a big beer belly.
I switched
and he said I can't have a beer belly, so I switched to vodka. And I'm like, oh my God, that's brilliant.
Yeah,
that's brilliant.
Underrated.
Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett's underrated.
Hey, go ahead.
We just did a show with Jeff Jarrett, AMW at the Ice Center back in November, and he was super friendly. And that was actually the second time that I've worked on a show with him, and he's been super friendly both times. Very personable, very approachable, and everything like that. I'm really hoping that he comes back to AMW sometime soon, you know, in the future and all that stuff too. But super great guy. Worked just as hard as he always has and everything, you know. They had him in a 6-man tag, and it was billed as the biggest 6-man tag in AMW history, and it was damn good, man.
He was a good wrestler. He had some good mic skills.
Yeah,
I just kind of was just like,
I was not a big when he came to. I didn't know much about him, being in the coming up where he came up under Dad. I knew Jerry, his dad, and all that stuff. You know, seeing clips or whatnot. But I wasn't that big of a fan of him, especially in the WWE, double F, double.
Yeah.
Now, when he got to WWE, or WCW, yeah, all right, kind of got on board a little bit. But then TNA, it was like, you know, we discovered TNA, and then still wasn't. But man, watching the third episode, it's kind of like, holy shit! Like he was.
Now you see him in a different light.
He was the driving force behind the entire thing.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal to me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What we learned in that episode, Taylor Swift was his babysitter for his girls.
Yeah.
How sweet is that?
Yeah. I mean,
that bitch.
Growing up living in Nashville, it's like hell. He's got connections all over the place.
Yeah.
So Tyler, we'll drag you back into it.
Sure.
Get on.
Trying to get the chapter started. We'll ask you this, Country Boy. What have you had there? beer
So
wise.
honestly, the thing that got me kind of hooked on Country Boy was in Huntington, West Virginia. They did a Marshall branded beer, and it's in the stadium only. It's the Herd Lager.
Right.
And that's what got me started.
They're in Disney World too. They're down there.
So we're good friends with Nathan Canavera, works for him. He's gone.
The beers are
questionable.
I love the ciders.
I had their apple cider last night. Tastes like apple juice. That is dangerous. But like, I feel like in the fall time, that's going to be a go-to.
Try the cherry pie one.
Yeah.
Okay, the cherry pie one. And then there's the
pineapple.
There's the Vandalia or something too.
That one. Very.
The woman has what you need to try.
That's you need to try. That is a very delicious cider.
Which one is that one?
The gold medal cherry pie
cherry
cider.
pie.
Oh, all right. So he is trying it as we speak.
That's pretty solid.
It's pretty solid.
That's pretty solid.
Their ciders are excellent. The beers.
Ciders are good. I don't know. So I feel like when I'm there, I usually get either the shotgun wedding or the cougar bait.
Have you had the double barrel shotgun?
I've not.
I think it's 13%.
Yeah.
Do they keep that on draft, or is it something?
But see,
you get?
but here's the
I'm
thing
in the top house
though. He
right now.
goes there and he gets the same thing.
I do.
The same thing.
right.
And I'm not knocking.
Yeah.
We need to get him over to Mr. Brews. How many beers are on tap there?
60.
60 beers. Both are through.
Yeah.
He is
He works for Country Boy.
Works for Country Boy.
Okay.
I'm surprised they don't have a lot of Country Boy on tap, but
Yeah,
it has a good select.
they have what they have.
Marika's on South of Drive in Lexington.
Okay.
They have over 100 beers on tap. That's a German bar.
Yeah,
okay.
From around the world, they have a lot to try there.
I went to was it Blue Stallion?
Blue
I
Stallion.
went there last Saturday. That was pretty good. West 6, that's another one that I've had some pretty good stuff from.
They're hit and miss.
So, all right. So Tim, we're gonna get you back in on here because we got some.
Tim's been wandering around.
He was talking about beers and telling Tyler about he goes to Country Boy, he gets Cougar Bait and he gets Chugga Away.
Well, I'm an IPA guy, so Cliff Jumpers usually my go-to, but I'm also really big on their cider game. So
Yes.
So we're talking about the ciders of the game there.
So like, if you go to Country Boy and you don't like their beer, you will love their cider. I feel like.
Yeah, like I had the apple, and then my fiance just brought me the cherry one. And
If you had the pineapple
Pineapple's really good.
really good. It's like, I know it's artificial flavor, but their ciders don't taste artificial. Like I know they're not brewing those ciders with actual apples like a lot of cideries are, but they taste like a true cider.
It does.
So, I mean, I'm a fan of that. So.
All right. So we've got with Bobby. He's
Yeah, I was just talking to Sean. You know Sean Johns?
Yeah.
Sean,
Yeah,
he-
sure do.
He wants to tune in here a little bit. He's going to chime in on our stuff and talk to Bobby a bit about.
well. Yeah, we still got the chat line
What
open,
events
so-
have you all held? I know you've had.
oh man, so I started the West Virginia chapter back in December of 2025. That's kind of whenever I got my feel with Beer Drinkers America. In January, we did an Uno tournament, and that was probably one of our biggest. We ended up having 40 participants just at a local bar there. I think in February they did a national bowling event, so it was a doubles bowling. They do trivia events every Friday on their Instagram page. They did a big head tournament, which is just like a giant, like 50 or 60 question quiz. And if you won that, you got your name on the Beer Drinkers America Championship plaque, which is pretty cool. We've done a Mario Kart event. We're getting ready to do beer pong. They do a turkey leg every November, which is just a field goal kicking competition. And next month, I believe they're getting ready to do a home run derby tournament. So we're just kind of all over the place, which month by month we're trying to do something different. The whole monthly calendar for the rest of the year is up on beerdrinkersamerica.org right now. So anything that you're looking for is up there. We try to alternate every 3 months. So we're going to have one chapter event, one virtual event, and one event that you can do as a solo or double. So even if you're not in a chapter, you can still participate and still get a chance to win.
Nice.
Okay.
How about this? I know this man will like this. Football season's coming up. You're a little young, but there's those games that you sit down, you line up your players, you turn on the electric board, it shakes.
Electric football.
And it kind of
Okay.
Talking about a tournament for that.
I mean, listen,
So
we can
form a
definitely
league.
do something
No, I
like
don't want a
that.
tournament. Let's form a league.
Well, yeah, there
Like,
is
you,
a league. But
You want to be the Packers, you can be the Packers. You want to be the Bengals, you be the Bengals. You be whoever the fuck you want to be. I want a league.
because you're a loser.
I think the cool
And
thing
you'll
about
always be a loser.
Huh?
the cool thing about Beer Drinkers America is like we have all these social media pages, and even on the Facebook, everything we do can be member led. So if you have an idea, even if you're not in a chapter, you can jump out there and throw something out, and it might take off. For instance, there was a guy out of Texas, and he wanted to start up Shotgun Fridays. And every single Friday since then, everybody been on there posting videos of them shotgunning, and they did a virtual tournament of that to see who can shotgun the fastest.
That's all
Yes. So, and that came right out of member ideas. So,
Where's Ashley at? I'll do one.
I cannot deal with fucking shotgun to save my life anymore. Fuck that. So I think he's gonna fucking do it.
he's going to do it.
Holy shit.
So, how many people do we have in the Lexington, Georgetown area now?
Oh man, there's already over the 20 members. It's just getting someone together to lead everything and get it together. Because when I was still in West Virginia, I was tasked with looking at some of the metropolitan areas.
Buckeye Jason for president.
Lexington was one of those areas because we had, I think there was 25 or 30 members already in the area, and it's really just trying to get someone together to make these events and get them all together. All right.
Holy fuck. Woo! Lord have mercy.
Everybody's feeling frisky tonight.
He's feeling frisky. Dana, get ready. All right, here we go. Oh, Sean, when is Bobby gonna have his next match?
Never. I'm
That is
12th of never.
Big fat
We're
never.
gonna come out of retirement for a retirement match.
Big fat never there.
Nope, I've already done that. I have no desire to ever do that again.
Sean is Sean.
When did you say your last match was? 2018?
I
Yeah,
said
it
that's
was,
a big fat never.
It was July the
Oh, here we
15th,
go. Oh, it's gotta be
2018.
PBR too.
Hang on, you gotta get on camera somehow
Yeah,
here.
hold up. Yeah, better.
Get him a phone here.
Let me get out of the way.
All right, this is for the Shotgun Fridays.
Hang on, hang
Do it
on.
on a Thursday.
Oh, here we go. Shotgun Thursday. Come on, Turnbuckle. Show us how you suck, bro. We know you do good. That's what it says on the bathroom wall.
Let's go, Tim.
Well, there we go.
God, for a second.
A little bit on the shirt, but that's okay. Turnbuckle.
I have never seen that live in person before happen.
Never know what we're going to get into.
I
got a deep throat.
Hashtag Salt Lake.
No. Hashtag no.
Hashtag no.
F you, Sean.
Okay, clean the beard up now. Get a little juice on there. That's right, Bobby B. Where you been? What's going on?
Yeah, I know. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. But yeah, so locally, I've been seeing a lot of JCW. You keeping up with any of that stuff we have?
So on and so forth. I kind of watch it because I know people on there like Paige Collette and everything.
Yeah, there's a few that kind of fluctuate from here.
Yeah, Shane Mercer.
Yeah. So if Shane Mercer was the video that you said where he's got Paige and he does the that was Shane and Paige Collette. So we're gonna get Beer Drinkers of America. We're gonna get involved in Gen X Wrestling. We'll get them at AMW, and we got stuff going on with Roosters. Hopefully, Nightfall Hockey here at Jack Brown's.
Did you watch the recent episode of
Yeah, we're talking
Dark
about
Side of the Ring?
Yeah,
Not yet.
The Smojo.
Smojo,
No,
Necro
we were
Butcher,
just
not yet. I
talking
have.
about the best.
So the thing is, it's a great episode. They both wrestled different styles, but respected one another and went in. And he was calling the shots though to Samoa, and Samoa was doing it. He wasn't used to that. He was like, "I know you're gonna win this match," but he was letting him know what was going on. But you know what Samoa Joe said in that episode? Not to ruin it for everybody. He said,
Spoilers.
He said, "I went to that match because my girlfriend at the time lived in the city. I was trying to get laid." Trying to get laid. He did a death match to get laid.
That's great.
It was good.
Hey, like a pussy makes you brave.
Like a pussy makes you brave.
Like a pussy makes you brave, bro.
Bobby said with the quote, Jeff Jarrett had the quote so far, where he was drinking all the beer, got the beer belly. He said, I couldn't get
Switch
beer.
vodka.
I had to switch to vodka.
And that's why I went to rehab. You can't do that. You can't, like, so a wrestler, they're on a high protein diet. You know, they're trying to stay in shape and look good. And if you're not eating right and you're just drinking vodka, you're going to get drunk. You're going to get messed up real easy. He ruined his career when he went to AAA. After TNA, he went down to AAA to do a match, and he was drunk as a skunk.
Sean wants to know, did you mention that you were a up-and-coming movie star?
I did not.
You did not?
I did not. This was pretty cool deal. My buddy Wes Parker, prospector Wes Parker, he's a wrestler all over Kentucky. He's from Canada, and not going to hold that against him. But you know, he came down here. He also works for Booker T in Texas for Reality Wrestling, and so he works with us at AMW as well as EWA. Well, he is also a independent filmmaker. So he wrote a screenplay, and then he sends me a message one night, and he says, "Hey, got a scene here I'd like for you to do." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he says, here's the script." I'm looking at it, and I'm going, "You expect me to remember all these lines?" So he said, we're going to film, what we're going to do is we're going to film a movie about a wrestler coming over from London, England, who's fighting his inner demons and stuff like that. And he said, we're going to film your part of it. We're going to film a good majority of it at the EWA show this Saturday night, or next Saturday night, whenever it was. And I said, okay, cool. And I said, I can't promise that I can remember all these lines, though, because I've taken a lot of hits over the years. So I might be able to remember like one or two lines, but after that, can't promise anything. I can wing it and all that stuff. So he's like, well, just take a look at them and all that stuff and everything like that. So I'll look at it, and it's pretty cool. And there's a lot of stuff to memorize. And I'm just sitting here, I'm trying to commit it to memory, and I can't commit it to memory. So I'm looking at some of the stuff he wants me to say and everything, and I said, well, because he wanted me to play part of a comic book, which, you know, was easy. So I said, okay, I can deliver these in a Lance Russell type delivery. You know, like coming to the ring now, you know, Cecil St. Clair, you know, from London, England, a renowned theater actor, you know, this and that and all that. So that's the way I was going to deliver it. And he says, no, I want over the top. And I'm like, yeah, I can do over the top. And he says, I want you to be Bobby Blade. I was like, well, that's easy. That's easy enough. I can do that. So they sat there and they called the lines to me that I couldn't remember. It was me and a guy named Austin Medler were doing the commentary. So we were, you know, we knew the first part, but then he called the lines to us right before we would say it. So he would say, okay, this is blah, 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 blah. And then we'd have to deliver it, you know, with excitement and all that stuff. But it was pretty cool. I don't know when it's going to be finished movie, but I've never done anything like that before. Super excited to see the finished product and all that stuff. But from what I understand, they're supposed to show it over at a film festival over in Europe.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to get over there and see it and stuff.
Film festival.
I think that's what it is. So they're going to show it over there, and I know that him and his filmmaking partner, they won awards for their work before and everything. So that's pretty cool. So hopefully that'll go somewhere and stuff like that. So
that's something to look forward to.
yeah, I've never done it. Yeah, it was really cool, man. I've never done anything like that before, so I was super excited about it.
That's awesome.
Almost.
That's real awesome.
Yeah, and then he would say stuff like, okay, here's what I want you to say next. And he says, I want you to say it several times, different ways each time. So he'd be like, you know, say it enthusiastically this time. And then we'd be like, oh my God, you know. And then he'd say, okay, say it with a little bit of concern in your voice this time. And then we'd say it like that. And so on and so forth. You know, we say the lines about 4 or 5 times, and he'd, you know, use whatever tech he wants.
That's really
So yeah, that was cool.
That is really cool. Thank you for that info, Sean.
Yeah.
That's going to be a must watch, I'm sure.
Yeah.
When it hits, especially on the Brewery Boys Broadcast.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Well, anybody? That was the last question from Sean about the upcoming movie star. So, anybody else got anything you want to hit on real quick before we?
Hulk Hogan rules. The World Warriors are the best tag team ever.
Yeah. Okay, so that being said, we'll get our editing team on those two comments.
We got to put together a crew to form the chapter for.
We do, yes, we do.
Right.
There we go.
So August 22nd, what are you talking about there?
Okay, August 22nd.
What do you have in your repertoire here going on?
Oh, well, I've got all kinds of stuff coming up.
Go ahead.
It's slowing down a little bit,
Well, go
but
away.
still. This Tuesday night, the 28th, I got AMW Showdown in Ironton, Ohio, Drifters Bar and Grill.
You said TV taping, right?
It's going to air live.
Air live,
Yeah,
okay.
the first hour of it's
Inside
going to
the
air
bar and
live.
grill.
Yep.
All right.
The first hour will air live, and the second hour will be taped and shown the next week.
What's the air on?
It's on YouTube live, and then it's also on WBON TV, Cats TV, Hometown 24, and then there's a new station that we're on that I can't remember right now because we just started. But we're on 4 different TV channels, legitimate TV stations, as well as YouTube as well. And also too, they also run pay-per-views, every so often, and those do very well. So I got that on Tuesday. This coming up Tuesday, Ironton, Ohio, Justice Bar and Grill. We got something going on.
Somebody drank 100.
Yeah.
Somebody hit 100.
And then I have nothing until August the 7th. I'm going to be at EWA Rock and Wrestling at the Nook in Danville, Kentucky. And that's a 21 and over show, so that'll be a lot of fun there.
That is on Saturday?
That is on a Friday, August the 7th, which is my 35th anniversary.
35th anniversary.
Yeah. So I know that, and I've already asked the promoter this, because I used to do some stuff, where I would come out to the ring and I would hump the ring post. And they're like, well, can't really do this because, a bunch of kids around and stuff.
21 and over.
21 and over.
Danville is kind of a
You guys can be a part of it.
safe town.
So obviously you see like
So 21 and over. I'm going to
so we
ring
get away you do.
And I'm
With me being, a national member at this point, and you guys start a chapter, I'm going to be right here for you guys. And I grew West Virginia to 130 members. It's the largest in the nation. And I think with you guys and my help, we can
read this off correctly. Because if not, Kyle Maggard will be very upset.
When we promoted last night that the hockey team was going to be here today,
Now, this is not
we have
midget.
500 more followers. Just off.
This is
They're in Corbin Arena coming up.
Having connections.
Okay,
and
Corbin Arena.
running more and more.
I think we're
First of all, let me
almost 3,400 members nationwide. So even if you guys start posting this out on the national Facebook, you're going to get people.
That you must purchase your tickets.
It's fun.
in
Like, we're not
advance.
trying to make money.
Right.
Obviously, we could be great if we pay for a beer. But,
arena.
we're just
So
here for beer.
what they're
That's
going
all
to
we
do is
say.
they're going to have
We're here for
wait till that day. They're going to make you purchase
whether
the
we
tickets
had
off of this ticket.
and then like once a
Which
month
means
we have
you
a
might have to go
national
to the bottom of the hill.
and we do a tap takeover.
But,
so that'd be cool for you to come in
Yes,
when we do our
Corbin
tap
Arena,
takeover.
Saturday
They
night,
come in and
August
they bring
22nd. There is a
beer.
convention that
It's
starts
all
at 1
from
p.m.
that
There's going to be
tap- from that
convention
venue.
from 1 to 6.
And
then
do the beer
show
by one by one.
So
We're going to West Virginia in Huntington August 8th. There's a thing called Rails and Nails.
Yeah.
And there's 250 vendors that come to that. So we're bringing a lot of people to that. And that's where our next real big event's going to be. I think Hayden, who's number one out of Oregon's coming. A couple of different presidents out of the different states are coming. Yeah, it's in Huntington. So 2 hours away.
So we're one of my wife's best friends. She's a huge Marshall fan. So
I graduated from Marshall.
born and raised, and she graduated from Marshall as well.
Okay, what year she graduated?
5.
Okay, I graduated 2016 from there. But still,
I'm a little older, so
well, it's all right.
40, so. But we go, we always go to the Marshall homecoming game every year.
Obviously,
Right over there. So like, and then Country Boy locally makes our vlog.
They do, yeah, that's what I was telling them earlier.
And it's good. I like it.
They've actually got a pallet of it in Georgetown.
They never sell it.
It's in the back of that store.
I've asked 100 times.
Because I've got 2 cases in my fridge right now.
It's good. Every time we go, I bring her locker. I've got the rally towel related to breast cancer awareness when we won the last game. And it's got the Marshall Horde Lager, and it's a pink rally towel.
The big
So,
show there.
yeah, she's a, yeah, well, I had to get her on the show because she's born and raised with the Marshall, huge Marshall fan.
Vincent Newell
and Miranda Alizé will be there.
But
you just saw
August 1st,
on AEW not too long ago.
I don't know if you know about this.
Also,
out at the soccer
formerly known as
stadium.
Papa
They're doing a
Shondo
beer
and the
festival.
Godfather, Charles Wright will be
Really?
there.
So I saw the one,
He will be
was
in
it
the
West
house.
6, like IPA Fest or
Dr.
something? Yeah,
Tom
that's 2 weeks from now.
Pritchard,
Yeah, that's the same day as August 8th, but no, I didn't know about the August 1st.
Will be there
Yeah,
in the
August
house
1st
that
is
night.
it's actually at the
Also,
soccer
too, the
stadium.
Native Americans in Tonga.
Lexington, so it's a beer festival and all the local breweries.
Luke
Having
Menzies,
a beer there
formerly known as Rich Holland, will be
40
there.
for a ticket.
Oh,
That,
he was just on
watch the game and then
Yeah.
the game too.
Also, the
That's
New
pretty
South
cool.
Champion,
Okay.
Sierra, Sexy State Sierra, will be in the house that night. AMW superstar Marty Clay, former AMW heavyweight champion, former AMW champion. Sorry, Kyle. Also, too, you're going to have some representatives from the Fantastic League of Wrestling out of the Chicago area. Will be there that night. The Rapid Fire, Tommy Gunn, and he will be taking on Aaron Daniel Norman that night. Also, too, Corbin's own John Bullard will be the special guest ring announcer that night. When I was talking about Pro Wrestling Freedom earlier, he was the former promoter for that.
Okay.
And in my opinion, it changed the changed the entire landscape of wrestling in the state of Kentucky because it was more of an ECW style, more of a hard-hitting, fast-paced style than the slower-paced Memphis style was at that point. So he'll be the special ring announcer there that night. The AMW Kentucky champion Marcus Johnson will be on the card that night. The AMW Southeastern champion, the prospector Wes Parker, which I just talked about, he'll be on the show that night as well. Lemon Juice Jones, the AMW general manager, will be there. WWE Hall of Famer, holla, 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 playa. Teddy Long will be in the house that
Teddy Long
night.
is everywhere, man.
Yeah. My favorite guy currently to call matches for the AMW champion, Lord Murphy Costigan, will be on the card that evening. Matches will be announced as we get closer. Also, too, New South Wrestling's own Elliot Russell will be in action that evening. Austin Idol will be there.
There we go.
Yeah, Austin Idol, professional wrestling legend.
That right there is worth the price of admission.
Is he wrestling?
No.
Is he going to come out of
Guaranteed
retirement?
not. I doubt it.
We'll see. We'll see if it's going to be announced.
He still got some. He still has some money.
He's a manager right now. I don't think it's good. I don't think.
Yeah, the Universal Heartthrob will be there that night. Also, Kyle Maggard, the AMW president, will be there. John Noble will be the special guest host. Have you ever seen John Noble in action?
No.
That was great.
Awesome talent, amazing talent.
Is he fighting Kyle Maggard?
Huh?
Is he wrestling Kyle Maggard?
John Noble will not be wrestling. He is now.
Oh yeah, he's retired. Yeah, he is. Yeah,
But he'll be
you're
the
right.
special guest host that night. Bobby Blaze will be there, Smoky Mountain Wrestling legend, and WCW competitor as well. Bobby Blaze, not to be confused with Lone Wolf Bobby. See FTR be in the house. Chris Adonis, formerly known as the Masterpiece.
Oh, the Masterpiece with the Master Lock.
Yeah. Jakari Ball, a WWE ID talent. He'll be on the show as well that night.
Up and comer.
Chase Emery. If you've not seen Chase Emery, I think he's going to be the next breakout guy coming out of this area. Chase Emery, he's amazing talent. Looks the part. He's got a great tan. That counts for a lot these days. The Mad Taylor, Michael Zodiac, will be on the card that evening. If you've not seen Zodiac in action, we have. Yeah, he's a great talent as well. Been around a long time, like 25 years.
Yeah.
Great gear maker as well.
Yeah, and then exactly. Yeah,
Get your gear.
Makes a lot of gear for a lot of big name talent.
Zilla. He just did some for Zilla. Yeah, absolutely.
Sure did. Also, to making his debut that night is the Professor Rob Nickerson from Reaction MMA. Apparently, that's going to be his pro debut that night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've never met the man. I don't know what
He's
he's
taking over Lincoln Landing's role, the Professor.
He might be. But yeah, tickets are on sale now. You do have to choose your seat. So it is encouraged that you go to amwrestling.com and there's a link on there that you can click to purchase your tickets now. Like I said, internet is spotty. You have to buy your tickets in advance through that link. If not, then you're going to have to get to the building, find out that you have to buy it through the link, and then go to the bottom of the hill to go on that link. So go ahead and get your tickets now while you can. This is going to be the biggest night in professional wrestling history in Kentucky. We've got all of these huge name stars going to be there that night. The convention. This is the first time this has ever been attempted in the state of Kentucky. And Kyle Maggard has went on record saying that he hopes it's a success. If it is, we can do this every single year.
Nice.
This is the Corbin Arena, correct?
Yeah, Corbin Arena.
Yeah.
Not the Civic Center.
Yeah,
the
this is
arena.
the Corbin Arena.
The arena, the big arena.
Okay.
Where TNA has ran at before, and WWE has ran there.
Yeah, NXT was just there.
Yeah, and then you're having the micro wrestling will be there too. So, it's
Don't knock 'em.
this is going to be a huge deal. This is going to be a huge deal for us. And so hopefully we'll sell that place out. We got it sectioned off. It's set up like a AEW Dynamite taping, where you got the ring, and then you got all the ringside all the way around it, and then you got this entire corner over here for the seating. Also, too, there is info on that link as well off of the amwrestling.com site. If you want to be a vendor, you can click on that as well and find out how to become a vendor for this event. All right. If you have a business or something like that, you want to get more eyes on it and everything, you click that, get in touch with Kyle Maggard, set that up and everything. You'll have a booth set up at the convention. Bring all your info and everything. Everybody you'll see it. That's going to be there that night. So
Awesome. All right. Well, you got me jacked up. That's hell of a great.
And I'll stop. Universal Hard Dog going to be there, man. What? Doing this workout session, I see is. I mean, on his fan page, there's like some kind of workout.
Yeah. Austin's still going, man. He's still going strong.
yeah.
All right. Well, so that being said, Tyler, you got anything you want to talk about or plug? Or I know I heard some conversations going on.
Yeah, really, we're just talking about
get the chapter started.
just local beers, different places we're going. Obviously, I'm new to the area, so if you guys have any recommendations,
absolutely.
I would love to try out as many Kentucky beers as I
I
can.
brought him on the Burl, get him killed there.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Okay.
But no, really, like if you guys are interested in Beer Drinkers of America, check out beerdrinkersamerica.org. It's super easy to sign up. It's $14.99 for a lifetime membership currently. If you use code BeerBud, it takes $1 off.
I've signed up. I've got a list of people that I'm signing up. He's one of them.
I feel like I'm the only guy.
No, I've got my cards in the mail.
I'm 2548, baby.
Do you have your card on you right now?
I do. What's that?
Pull it out. Let's see. Challenge coin.
Challenge
I
coin.
feel a free beer going on.
You might. I might buy you a beer. Oh, you got the protector.
Look at that. He's got it laminated.
Glass, baby.
So yes, you do get a physical card with the membership. You get access to all the social media sites. The trivia every Friday, which I mentioned, which you can win free merchandise as well.
Check it out.
I mean, really, there's all kinds of benefits to it. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me at tyler@beerdrinkersamerica.org. That's my email address.
Vice President.
National Vice President, and we're definitely just looking to grow. Like I said, 5,000 by the end of the year is where we're looking at, and we can just only go further from there.
I think we need to get Jack Brown.
We got-
have a national sign-up post. Like, hey, come in here, sign up.
Ashley was really gung ho in it. Ashley was very nice, and they
Very
had a
nice,
conversation.
I got it covered. I got it covered.
Yeah, we'll take care of it.
Sign up.
And then I don't know if they told you, but once you get chaptership status, you get a flag.
Yeah,
It's probably a giant flag, and I know back in West Virginia, everybody signed it. That was always a big point. People love to come in, show their cards, sign the flag,
That would be awesome.
and it felt like there was something else. So
That'd be awesome.
yeah.
All right, man. Well, we want to thank the Lexington Nightfall for stopping by. They had to vacate the premises to get some coaching. Did a little burger challenge going on. We almost sent one to the hospital. So,
Luckily, he spelled it before he had
that would have been bad.
Yeah, the other
That would have been bad. We got the Lone Wolf Bobby Blade joining us tonight. Appreciate you stopping
Women's
by.
champion.
Yep. You're not gonna let that one go, are you? And we got Tyler from Beer Drinkers of America going on here.
Hey, what about that shotgun from Tim? That thing was impressive. That was impressive.
Pretty impressive.
I've never seen that in person.
I got time. I got a text. 3 seconds, baby. 3 seconds.
It was a little over 3 seconds.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
would have won
A little bit.
You would have won.
He has multi-talented, most of them. Multi-talents.
Yeah.
Most of you have to take place off camera.
He's a sucker. He's a
He's
sucker.
a sucker. He's a sucker.
I don't
Where it
spit.
came from?
I don't spit. I swallow, boys.
I get it.
All right.
Whatever it takes to get the done.
Well, that's what the goalie said. All right, man, we're going to shut this episode down. Hope everybody had a great time, Bobby. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome back
Thank you,
anytime.
Sean.
Anytime.
You guys, I want to, like, Nightfall 2, open seats always. Open invitation. Reach out to, whatever. Change contact
We're gonna do something big
information.
with the Beer Drinkers America, like a live shoot out to everybody.
Definitely on the wrestling
Something
scene.
we all-
I'll let him know the shows that Mr. Bruce.
They post all our meetings on YouTube, so I think they do have something on there. So
Yeah, he's never been. Didn't know it
No,
was.
that's a definite. So, all right, well, I'm going to let you take over this one. I'm going to go get the camera.
Alrighty.
All right. So we're going to call this one out.
Prost! Crazy ass mustard.
I like it.
What is also gonna be there?